Uggle Bus. Our cameras ain't even working.
I
Where am I?
know.
What are we
Okay,
doing?
we got
It's
it.
Friday.
We just had a little
Let's
mic
get
issue.
out of here.
I had a little mic issue.
Oh, man.
Okay. So let's get started with the Seahawks. They're playing on Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals. A couple things that I wanted to start with here, Bump, are not only a couple new faces that'll be playing the Seahawks this time around compared to week 4, but also some important numbers to know for this one. And kind of a concerning injury report. I'm going to start with the injury report, actually. So Torrey Horton landed on the injury report this week. He was limited on Wednesday and then didn't practice yesterday, which anytime someone's downgraded, again, we don't have an update yet. We'll get one later today, but that's obviously not great news on its face. A.J. Barner also limited. Now, the good news is you have a brand new wide receiver for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic, but I have my eye on a couple injuries here. What do you think?
Thankfully, Rashid is on the squad now because that would be if Horton were to go down. You still waiting on Jake Bobo? Is he better? Was he on the?
He's still on it. Yeah,
okay.
He's not. Bobo and Derek Young are not practicing.
All right, so yeah, it'd be a real problem. Already is a problem, but we just interviewed Cody White last night on Hawks Live, so I know he'd be ready to go. So yeah, it's a bit concerning, especially Horton coming off a great game, right? 2 touchdowns. My man is really starting to settle into his old position here. But this is why you have a depth chart. This is football. Guys get hurt all the time. It just happens. So you roll with the punches. But I'm not looking at these injuries or the possibilities and thinking, oh my God, what are these guys going to do? I think that
I don't think what are they going to do, but are you a little bit concerned about, for instance, on the defensive side, Ernest Jones maybe not playing Drake?
Of course
Drake
I'm
Thomas
concerned.
Gonna be out there.
Of course I'm concerned. This is football though, man. Next guy up. Let's go. They've been dealing with this all year. This is nothing new to them. They've never had their full squad out there. Do they lose something? Of course they lose something, but I think they have enough to still go out there and get the W. Now,
I will say you asked Uchenna Nwosu about Drake Thomas, specifically whether or not he was wearing the green dot, but also just like, hey, let's say he gets the start out there and Ernest Jones can't play. What have you made of his season? Here's what Uchenna said.
Drake, man, he's come a long way, man. He's really worked his butt off to get to where he is right now, and that's just a credit to him and his focus, man. Drake is like, he's so smart on the field. So when he's like another EJ, you know, like when he knows the playbook, he knows what Mike's thinking. So like naturally, so like when EJ went down and Drake stepped right in, you know, and Tyrese came in, it was nothing. You know, it was like we didn't skip a beat. Drake got the communication in and out. T-Knight was able to relay it to everybody that couldn't hear, and you know, we had one of our best games of the year.
Man, I'm getting torn apart on the text line already. I said dislocated elbow and not shoulder. People were making fun of my intro. Look, some of us don't have strong starts to our days, okay?
Hey, it's all right. Sometimes you go 3 and out, you know, but in the next series, look, you know, you go 12 plays, 90 yards.
Cal Raleigh had a 4 strikeout game.
He did.
Okay? I mean, some people have had 5 strikeout games. It's just, this is my platinum sombrero moment.
That was just your first at bat. You got plenty of ABs coming up.
I have plenty of ABs coming up today.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. I could get a home run in the 3rd inning.
You could.
Anything's possible.
You know, it's all good.
Okay, I'm going to keep it moving. I'm not necessarily nervous about Seattle's defense against the Cardinals' offense. Jacoby Brissett has played better in this offense than Kyler Murray, at least on paper. I am a bit nervous, Bump, or rather cautious about the Seahawks offense against the Cardinals defense, which is a lot better than their overall team record would indicate. They are the 3rd best team in terms of limiting points in the first quarter. They've just fallen apart in the 4th quarter, but I would not be surprised at all to not only see the Seahawks if they were trailing at any point in this game early, but also if this game was fairly close leading into the last quarter.
Yeah, I can see all of it. I could see the Hawks coming out and just looking good and keeping the party going. I could see the Arizona Cardinals applying some pressure. They like to blitz Buda Baker from depth, so maybe trying to confuse that offensive line. They have a philosophy right now that's working under center play action. They're going to hit you with the comebacks and the curls and all that good stuff. No, this is a decent football team. They're not a bad squad. All right, they are not a bad squad. It's almost like you look at the Broncos and their record can kind of throw you off a little bit. They're 8-2, but they haven't really done much, right? Their defense is great, but you look at the record 8-2, so you just automatically assume that they are a elite football team. They're a good football team. You look at the Cardinals in their record, and you automatically assume that they're not a very good squad. They got some guys over there, man. This is going to be a game, regardless of who's available, who's not available. This is going to be a game.
All right, let's take a look at what it means for the Cardinals to transition to Jacoby Brissett. Uchenna Nwosu talking about the difference in facing these two.
Kyler Murray, he's more of a quicker quarterback. You know, he likes to escape the pocket a lot more. So you kind of got to be cautious with that. And with dealing with Jacoby Brissett, he's a great pocket passer. He operates well in the pocket. So we have to make things more uncomfortable for him. Try to get up in his face more, you know, try to just make things uncomfortable for him. So from a defensive standpoint, we kind of practice a little differently, but not too much. We stay true to our rules, but try to get after the quarterback a little more.
What's going to look different this time around for the Seahawks defense against the Cardinals offense, Bump?
You're dealing with a quarterback who is very efficient in the backfield, right? You don't have to worry about the run anymore. Last week, the run essentially accounted for, I think, almost half of the rush yards that the Commanders put out there. The rollout isn't going to be as potent, but you do have a better receiving core, I believe. You have Wilson over there from Stanford. You have Marvin Harrison as well. You have McBride. Yeah, you had Deebo Samuel and Ertz over there, but Deebo's not a real technical receiver, and Ertz is in, you know, the last few holes of his round. Over here, it's a bit different. McBride is in his prime. Marvin Harrison is figuring things out, and Wilson is a solid number 2 receiver. So you have more weapons. It's funny because you look at the Commanders, and the feel of the Commanders is that they're just flat out a better football team than the Arizona Cardinals, but they've been through some stuff. And personnel-wise, I think right now as they stand, the Arizona Cardinals are a better team on offense. But where they are weak, their guard play is not very good. It is not very good.
What did you see on tape? Like, I don't want to say like it didn't look good, but like what specifically?
Yeah, assignment-wise, they're not as friendly as they're supposed to be. Athletically, they're not even the kind of guards that we have. When they pull, it's not. I don't. Excuse me. I don't want to knock a man, but they aren't as athletic as we've seen other guards play. And when they engage with their assignment, guys are falling off quickly, and that's where their center has to come over and help. So I think if I am Leo, if I'm Murphy, if I am Jay Reed, I'm ready to go because these guards, obviously they're good enough to play in this league, but I'd put them in like the bottom third of the league when it comes to talent.
So what kind of opportunities does that leave? Is that more like a Byron Murphy? Hey, you could continue to add
It's Leo, it's Murphy, it's Reed. I mean, you got to control the gap. You win the line of scrimmage, whether that's getting to the backfield, getting after the quarterback, or jacking up their flow in the run. If you're pulling, knocking him on his butt. We've seen Nwosu do a great job last week of taking on pulling guards with his inside shoulder and knocking them down. It just allows you to continue to be who you've been.
Question. I listened to a couple preview podcasts for Week 10 in general, and at least a couple talked about the Seahawks, Sam Darnold, that offense being so explosive with the pass, but facing pretty stacked boxes. I think it was Mina Kimes who pointed out, hey, the Cardinals may really want to challenge that. So I kind of entered into the rest of the week thinking, what if the Seahawks are going to have to lean into their run? And then an injury report came out for the Arizona Cardinals. They have a couple DBs, a couple defensive players they're going to miss this week, and one of them is one of their starting corners.
Mm-hmm.
Are we then looking at yet another opportunity for the Seahawks pass game to get going? Because I wondered after listening to that, hey, maybe we're going to have to turn to Ken Walker. Maybe we're going to see the Cardinals, roll with 3 safeties, roll with nickel and dime, whatever it is. But they're pretty banged up defensively in the backfield.
So what was your question?
I guess I'm saying, are we still looking at yet another week where the Seahawks pass game can kind of take off?
Seahawks pass game can take off any week, no matter who they're playing, because of the design of the offense and how they get guys to flow. And also with this defense, man, you're going to see zone coverage about 76% of the time. I think that's the second most that they're going to see so far this year. And they usually play a 2-high look, a soft cover 4. Like these corners aren't aggressive like last week. And there's pluses and minuses to all that stuff, right? Last week, the Commanders played man about 35% of the time, so you got to be good route runners. What did the Hawks do? Torrey Horton, one inside on a corner, touchdown. JSN was getting busy, touchdown. Arroyo, outside release, seam, touchdown. They've shown that they can beat man coverage. With zone now, they're going to try to keep everything in front of you. So the digs, the curls, the comebacks, the stops, those are going to be pass plays that are going to be more efficient. So now it's the run after the catch, which I think everyone in this office who catches the football is at least decent at.
What's your confidence level Seattle wins this one?
I'm confident.
Between 1 and 100.
1 and 100?
Mm-hmm.
82.
Oh, wow. That's higher than I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like mine should actually be pretty high, but I think maybe I'm just thinking about how the pass rush looked against the Dallas Cowboys, which, say what you will about their defense, which has been abysmal, that offense has been one of the highest scoring offenses in football. There's lots of context there in terms of who they've played.
Dallas ain't done in the last couple of weeks.
I
man.
know.
It's like when a narrative is out there, we tend to run with it and just assume that's who they are every single week. With the Cowboys, man, the last couple of weeks have just been rough for them. So, yeah, but big ups to Arizona Cardinals. The pass rush was good. Calais Campbell had 2 sacks there in garbage time. It wasn't really anything crazy. Josh Sweat had a sack as well. That was early in the game. So you can look at those numbers, and like I always say, you don't ignore the numbers because that's part of the story, but the timing of that stuff matters too. Like Calais Campbell's sacks were not anything special.
How dare you?
Garbage time.
You just want to take away from him because he's an elder.
Oh, no, I support elders. I'm older than him. You know what I mean? I support him. But, you need that context.
Are you older than him?
I am.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, because he just turned 39. And meanwhile, you're going to turn 40.
40.
Yeah.
Big 4-0.
That's going to be really
Grown
exciting.
and sexy.
Is it still fun to know that there are NFL players older than you? Like, that's still a thing.
Stacy, age don't bother me like it bothers you.
Well, yeah, because I'm a woman. It's
Yeah,
different.
that don't bother me. I'm like, I've been claiming 40 for 3 years.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'll have people be like, are you a little too old? What are you talking about?
It's different for dudes.
But I do think it is kind of cool. I think that as long as there is still an active NFL player older than you, you can claim that you're young.
I've got maybe 2 more years.
But I think that's the rule. Well, you got to hang on to those quarterbacks, long snappers, kickers. You're suddenly going to become the biggest kicker fan on the planet.
I will never become the biggest kicker fan on the planet.
I think that you need to stop fighting that.
It's all love, man. I used to kick in high school. I even kicked in college.
Is
but,
that why? Because
no.
you're like, I could do this job if I wanted to.
Yeah, if I really wanted to, I could have done it.
You think that
But I chose to play real
hang
football.
On. You think right now, if you went out onto the
No,
Seahawks
not right
field,
now.
could you kick a field goal?
Yeah, like a 25-yarder.
You could make it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
In an NFL game.
In an NFL
Pressure's
game.
on.
Pressure.
Bump.
To win the game.
Stop.
Clutch with my left foot.
No, now you're just pushing it. You don't actually think
I
that.
could make, Stacy, you don't understand the amount of confidence that is in this body here.
Oh, I absolutely do.
I can go out there
absolutely
right
understand
now,
that confidence.
kick a field goal, game winner, 25 yards. Won't even flinch. You know, if I were on the Cougs last week, we would have won that game because we missed a field goal. All right, we would have won that game.
Okay, no, I definitely believe you. I mean, I believe that you're confident about that. You know what? I'll give you the 25-yarder.
Yeah.
I believe in that one.
All right.
I don't know if you
appreciate
could go Cam Little on it. You know?
What's Cam Little?
Cam Little set the new record.
Oh, heck no.
68 yards.
Yeah.
I ain't touching that. I wouldn't even try that. That's where you get hurt.
I would like to see you try it, but okay, I'll take that one. Bold Take Friday coming your way at 10:45. Plus, one prominent NFL voice thinks Sam Darnold's the MVP right now, like this moment right now. That's coming up at 11. Talking a bit of Mariners at 10:30. Some interesting sound and insightful sound from GM Justin Hollander. Before we get to that, let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1. In a wretched display on Thursday night, the Broncos beat the Raiders 10-7 in one of the worst football games since the invention of the forward pass. What's the real headline?
It was also the worst Thursday night game since Seahawks-Bears, also quarterbacked by Geno Smith.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
I know. It's a bad look. I feel like Geno Smith. It's a bit of like, I'm not saying it's Russell Wilson-esque. What I am saying is that the way that Geno looks in Vegas right now has people thinking that's how he looked in Seattle. Much like Russell Wilson when he like completely flamed out in Denver. People are like, see, he was always bad. And it's like, no. This person was objectively better, statistically better in Seattle and looks wretched now.
It's a team sport, man. You got to have an offensive line that protects. You know who's starting on that offensive line?
Geno did not have an offensive line that protects.
Stone Forsythe?
Stone Forsythe is starting on that line. So Geno's looking like, dang, here we go again. Same issues I had. Now, Geno has to take responsibility. He's the one tossing the football as well. But it's a team sport, man. You got to protect. You got to get open. You got to call the plays. Geno, I think, is probably looking back at his time in Seattle and is a bit more grateful than he was on his way out.
I would think so.
And
I don't know. He had those comments week 1.
that's week 1. It was before
they
he
won
was
week
before he
1.
was 2-7. It's all good week 1. Now talk to him. He's gonna try to say the right things, but we know, man, there has to be some regret over there. But you got paid. You're with your boy Pete. You got Lockett over there. Make the best of the situation because it ain't gonna last long.
You know what, though? I still don't think that Geno's wrong about being a better fit with the Raiders with Pete Carroll there. Like, that's a relationship he really valued, that both of them really liked each other, really value each other, and that relationship was unique to him and Pete. It was not like he was tight with John. So he's not wrong in saying, like, I just fit better with the Raiders. I was close with Pete. This was a better environment for me. Like, when the trade was made, I remember thinking, like, that's a good trade for the Raiders. That's a good connection that they have there. It hasn't looked good, but, like, technically, even though Geno would probably be playing better here in Seattle, he does kind of fit with the Raiders.
And it's just like saying I fit better on the West Coast than if I were to live with my dad in Biloxi, Mississippi. Different vibes, all right? I love Biloxi. I love my peoples down there, but just not my vibe. I'm a West Coast guy.
But did Biloxi give you your first shot and pay you a ton of money for the first time in your career?
Kind of.
So
my
you're
dad
saying
down
Geno
there,
should have been more grateful?
Yeah,
to Seattle?
absolutely.
My dad's down there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can be
Geno-
grateful, but what is he supposed to do? He's supposed to go to where he's going and just gas it up as much as they can. I know it felt like he pooped on Seattle, but what if he's telling the truth?
It's also,
He is telling the truth. He just wasn't feeling it.
earlier, Bump was joking about the confidence that he has, that athletes have. You're also not wrong because you have to have that confidence. I might have given you a hard time about it, but that is how every athlete must think about himself for basically the entirety of his life, and especially through college and the pros. So that obviously is just going to become part of who you are. Of course, Geno thinks that he was going to succeed with the Raiders. Any quarterback would think that. Any quarterback in the NFL would. It's not like he was going to go there and be like, I probably won't win as many games, but I really like Pete Carroll. No, like, you have to think you're the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And I think it can rub people the wrong way when you see it plainly displayed, but that's how every single starting quarterback in the
I
league
don't blame him
thinks.
for that. I think that sometimes we can get caught up in our feelings, you know? And people are allowed to be in a situation that benefits them and leave and think that, you know, they're going on to better places.
Mm-hmm.
You might not like it, but I think he's allowed to do that.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2. Unbelievably, Jaden Daniels is not expected to land on IR after he dislocated his elbow against the Seahawks. What's the real headline?
This is the most gruesome looking non-serious injury you've seen.
That's wild. How does one's elbow look like that?
I mean, not broken, no ligaments.
That's
It's
being
just-
young. That's like watching toddlers fall. They're going to get back up. They'll be just fine. Their body can move and contort in all these different places, man. That's being young right there, because that looked nasty. But I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy it's not that serious.
Yeah, the Commanders are going to reassess it after their Week 12 bye, so out at least this week, next week. Commanders taking on the Lions, honestly, keep him out. Not only can he probably not physically play, I know it's his left arm, but this is going to be a gruesome. The Lions are going to dominate the Commanders. They're going to run for 500 yards. Not 500 yards, that's an exaggeration, but they're going to run all over the...
They got a good run game.
Kombucha girl. They're going to run all over the Commanders. Don't even put them out there. Just chalk this one up. It's a loss and keep it moving. But the Commanders do have, like, some easier opponents in the latter half of the schedule. They're done. They're out of the playoffs. But I wonder if you can kind of get some kind of momentum or good vibes going to end the year. Maybe I'm being too optimistic for them.
No, they in the season. Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles. I mean, I'm going to chalk up 2 losses to the Eagles right now. After the Lions, so that's 3 losses if you throw the Lions in there. So,
It takes them up to, 9 losses? at
Oh,
that
they're not.
point?
I mean, they're done.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a losing
For sure.
record.
Yeah.
nah, it's more about making sure he's healthy and then seeing what you have towards the end of the year to see how you have to adjust. So make sure he's good to go. Maybe you get Terry back, who knows? But at some point, it's just let's evaluate our team to see what we need to do in the future.
Question: have you seen? It's only Jaden's second year, but have you seen enough to where you think like you've got to put on some muscle or some fat
Oh,
or
yeah,
something
for
because
sure.
you're going to get banged up? That was
No.
the biggest critique of him entering the league. He's so talented, he can run, all of these things, but he's incredible. Like, he will get beat up.
No, he's like Wembenyama. You know, Wemby put on a good 20 pounds, and his game has changed. I think he's the same way. He needs to put on some weight. He'll be good. He can do it. He has the frame for it. His mom is a taller, kind of thicker woman. I mean, it's in his genetics. So, yeah, put some weight on.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, big NFC West showdown elsewhere in the NFL. The 6-2 Rams taking on the 6-3 49ers on Sunday. What's the real headline?
Let's hope this is the best tie since Bump and Curtis's game show 2 weeks ago.
Ugh.
Yeah,
I love that we have a tie on the record.
I'm sure you
You're
do.
the only
I do.
one.
I'm
No,
sure.
it just makes it funnier that there's 5-3-1 and 4-3-1. No, 4-3-4-1. I don't care.
Sure.
5-3-1, 3-5-1.
3-5-1. Thank you.
Sure.
Bump is not happy about.
Ties are
You're
whack,
in the lead.
man. Ties are whack.
But you have the lead
That's
right
fine.
now. What
That's
does it even
fine.
matter?
What did I say about that lead? Remember what I said?
Yeah, you said it's not safe.
It's like
because you
when
said
you're
Curtis
getting
is always
chased
creeping in the
by someone
background.
who's faster than you. That is the worst feeling in the world. Knowing
You're Buda
I don't
Baker.
have the horsepower
Don't
to
say
get
that.
away from this.
Don't say that. I believe in you.
But Rams and Niners. If the Niners win this game, man, I'm gonna shave my beard.
Whoa.
No, I'm just playing. Not gonna do that. 'cause
Okay,
it's
well,
possible
hang on.
They win this game.
Okay.
The Niners are well coached. You know how they get down. Mac Jones is playing some good ball over there. Christian McCaffrey should be in the talks when we talk about Offensive Player of the Year. So no, the Niners always got a chance, man. This is a big game for the division.
I'm so impressed with the 49ers coaching staff. I know that people hate hearing about the Niners and Rams and any NFC West opponent in general. I completely get it. But if you remove yourself from caring about the Seahawks, it is objectively impressive what they've been able to do considering how many players they've lost this year.
Yeah.
It is, I mean, they're losing backups to their starters. It's like the Lions defense last year, only spread across both sides of the ball.
Yeah. The Niners. When we talk about the Niners and Rams are the place that you hope the Seahawks get to eventually, to where no matter what happens, and we're seeing it already with the Seahawks in some ways, right? Someone's hurt, no matter next guy, we're going to be good to go. Why? Because there's such a foundation over there. Like, they have the right players. Even the twos understand exactly what's going on. Did we play that sound from Chenna talking about Drake Thomas, right? Drake Thomas comes in, and he knows exactly what to do because he's so well prepared, and he's the right backup for that situation. That's what the Niners have shown, and that's why they're always in the mix.
The Mariners have put themselves out there and made their offseason intentions known. That's next.
On a 3-game win streak.
Got a man out there, the ball is caught.
Coming off a dominant win with the entire country watching.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
The Seahawks are back in front of the 12s, out to show the hype is real and looking to feast on some desert bird. Seahawks, Cardinals, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 1:05, pregame at 10 a.m.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
I know a lot of you guys are listening from your phones right now, so it's the perfect time to give a shout out to my friends over at AT&T. The other guys will make claims saying this and that about how great their network is, and I'm just here to set the record straight that AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. I don't know about you guys, but it just gives me so much peace of mind when I'm going to do the things I love, and I know my wireless network's got me. Like if I'm going to a concert or a basketball game or even something outdoorsy, knowing I'm going to have fast service and can share what I'm up to is a game changer. You want to know you can post what you want to post, call who you want to call. And with AT&T, it literally doesn't matter where you're going. I promise you, they're already there. Don't just take it from me. Actual tests prove AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. When you compare, there is no comparison. Based on RootMetrics' United States Root Score Report, 1H 2025 tested with best commercially available smartphones on 3 national mobile networks across all available network types. Your experiences may vary. RootMetrics rankings are not an endorsement of AT&T.
It's comedian Tom Segura at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center with an encore performance Saturday night, November 29th.
I want to be that type of old. It's an old where you get yelled at for saying you want to be helpful. Like when an old person's like, I'll take out the trash. Someone's like, are you out of your mind? Your spinal snap. Sit down.
Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Tom Segura's Come Together Tour, November 29th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older. Need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
The birth of the American supercar is roaring into LeMay, America's Car Museum, starting October 25th. Curated by racing icon Steve Saleen, this electrifying exhibition showcases the evolution of American speed, style, and engineering, featuring icons like Hennessy, Shelby, Zinger, and more. From raw horsepower to groundbreaking design, this is the ultimate tribute to performance. Don't miss the birth of the American supercar, opening October 25th at LeMay, America's Car Museum. Visit americascarmuseum.org to learn more.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafee from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com. The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III! Get everything Seahawks at SeattleSports.com.
Hey, Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and obviously New Year's is coming up. Can you believe it? Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. And sports fans, you got to check out the Hawks Peak. You're home for game days with great food and drinks, more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play, and a heated, covered outdoor deck with those great views of the Snoqualmie Valley. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Big Trees is Washington's premier tree sales and transplant company. With over 30 years of experience, Big Trees provides trees of all sizes for residential and commercial projects. Our 30-acre nursery features thousands of trees and hundreds of varieties that thrive in our Pacific Northwest climate. For hours, directions, and to see our wide selection of trees, visit BigTreeSupply.com.
Stacy Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men. It's ProSculpt.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
The Mariners are doing something I'm going to count as new, and that is making their intentions very, very known. And I got to say, it's really refreshing. Mariners GM Justin Hollander appeared on Sirius XM's MLB Network Radio yesterday to talk about the offseason, some of the priorities, and yes, Josh Naylor. Here's what he said.
For whatever reason, he's just always seen the ball well at T-Mobile and sort of instantly took off from the moment we acquired him. And it was a great fit, and it is definitely a priority for us this offseason. You know, if not one, I don't know what else would be. He's number one right now.
What's that? Why no gamesmanship, Justin?
Yeah, I don't really see a reason. There's no advantage to hiding the ball, to telling people. It was just fine. It wasn't just fine. It was awesome. It was a great fit for the 2 months, and we'd like to make it last a lot longer. You know, he fits in our clubhouse. Positionally, he fills a position of need. It's a real left-handed bat that plays an excellent first base, that runs the base as well. He does a lot of things well. You know, why wouldn't you say that this would be awesome if we could have Josh in the long term? He fits great, and he's our priority.
Bump, I know it's a small thing. This isn't him saying, we signed Josh Naylor, congratulations. This is him saying, Josh Naylor is our priority. We are making that very clear. To me, it's weirdly refreshing. What about you? I know it's a small thing, but I like this.
This is like dating in your 30s. You ain't here to play no game. Look,
just put it out
we
there.
doing this or not? I
Look,
like you. You like me.
Listen.
Is there a future here? If not, I got to move on because I'm in my 30s.
Can't do this.
This is exactly
Can't
what
be
it
out
is,
here
right?
like
I can't be
this.
on these streets like that. I want
Can't.
you, okay? Let's make this happen. I like this. It's refreshing.
That's romantical.
Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very
so
romantic.
That's what Justin's doing.
It is.
Basically to Josh Naylor.
Yeah.
He's saying, are we
letting
getting
know.
he's saying, are we getting married? Are we signing this contract or not?
Let everybody know. I'm confessing my love for you. You're a perfect fit in the locker room. Great glove at first base. Your personality's great. The bat was on fire. You helped us out in the playoffs. Why would you want to go anywhere else? I have a good retirement plan. I have a home. You know,
credit score is
credit
in the
score's on
700s.
point.
Yeah.
Why would you want to go
Credit score's in
anywhere
the triple
else?
digits right now.
Oh, God.
If that's the minimum, goodness gracious. But no, it makes sense. I like this play. It could be the start of something new, right? It could be management just trying to, change their stripes a little bit because this is not typical.
Justin Hollander is giving the pretty girl at the bar a drink, but is he going to pull Michael Bumpus and walk away?
Ooh.
Or is he actually going to
But here's the thing. That was
lock it down?
No, listen, that was a 21-year-old Michael Bumpus.
No, that was 19.
Oh, you had just had a fake ID.
Yeah.
You had a real ID
Or
that was a fake
that was in
ID.
Boise, right?
Yeah.
So Michael Bumpus saw a girl at the bar that was bad.
Bad.
And he
Gorgeous.
said, I know what to do here because I've seen this in movies and I hear my friends talk about it. I'm going to go up and I'm going to buy her a drink. So then he said, can I buy you a drink? And she said, yes. And then he bought her a drink and she was presumably feeling it. She was like, what's up? And then Bump thought, all right, well,
My job here is done.
my job here is done. I did what I was supposed to do.
That wasn't it. My game wasn't equipped.
You were so young.
My
you
game
didn't
wasn't
know.
equipped. I was a grown woman.
Yeah.
And I was a little boy.
Exactly. You didn't know yet.
I didn't.
So that was what the Mariners used to be. The Mariners used to try to talk around things. Like we're going to be really vague about what we're going to do. Well, guess what, Mariners? The goal here is a little obvious, and you're grown now. You are in the ALCS. Now, the only way you get better from 2025 is to get to a World Series. Bringing back Josh Naylor gives you a really good chance to do that, assuming you keep adding, assuming you keep improving. And I really appreciate that this team, Justin Hollander in this case, is making no bones about it when it comes to what he wants to do this offseason and what their goal is. I don't know, man. I feel like sometimes when I think of the things that used to drive me crazy about this team, it was like the things that used to drive me crazy were thinking they were maybe not better than they were, but like you can't just pick up anyone and suddenly become a phenomenal team. Like stop thinking you could constantly spin straw into gold. Go get a good player. Make it clear that you want that player. And yeah, you're going to have to do a little bit of flattery here. You're going to have to buy a drink like Bump did. But this time, you're grown-up Michael Bumpus. And you're supposed to talk.
Yeah, you're in your 30s. You're grown now.
Yeah, you're grown now.
So make it be known. I'm happy that this is their approach. And I'm sure Josh Naylor appreciates it too. That's the thing about athletes, man. We talk about the humble athlete. The humble athlete still has an ego. He still wants to know that he is wanted. All right, and then if he feels like he is wanted, then especially after the season that you just had over here, you're more inclined to stay. But there are other factors. He got to talk to wifey. He has to look at other situations out there. Who else is going to buy him a drink? Is it his favorite kind of drink or not? Just because you put yourself out there doesn't mean that it's automatically going to hit. But you're being vulnerable, and that's step number one. And people can appreciate that.
I don't know. I would imagine that for someone like Josh Naylor, having a team be very obvious about not only do we really want you here, but we want to get to a World Series with you. Like, this is for real. Has to feel kind of refreshing. Speaking of free agency, we had a text in. Curtis, do you have an opinion on Murakami, or Bump, do you?
He seems like a guy that will hit for power, but outside of that, I don't know what his long-term prospects are at third base. Maybe he's a first baseman, DH type. It's going to cost you a lot to get him because not only do you have to pay him his contract, you also have to pay the posting fee to his Japanese team, which is just a fee that you have to pay to negotiate with him exclusively. So you're looking at quite a lot to get him here, I would imagine.
Yeah. 509, rarely are they as transparent like they are with Naylor. It makes me think they feel good about bringing him back, which is a good point. If they're willing to be this transparent, did they feel like those conversations, because they had until it's 5 days after the World Series where you can exclusively negotiate with their agent, right? Maybe they felt good about those conversations.
Maybe. Or maybe they're applying pressure. Maybe they're saying, all right, maybe it didn't go as smoothly as they wanted, but they want everyone to know that these are my intentions. These are our intentions. Our intentions are to sign this guy. And, we want the fans to know this too, because keeping things like this on the hush doesn't benefit anybody, because then speculation happens, and maybe they did put their bid in, but if they don't let the public know they put their bid in, they will be shamed if this doesn't go down. Now, if this doesn't go down and Josh goes elsewhere, they can at least say, look, they made it known how important this guy is, and we felt like they put their best foot forward. At the end of the day, Josh still has to make the decision of what's best for him and his family. Hopefully, he looks at what's been done here. He likes the region, the area. It's close to Canada. I know it's kind of far from your part of Canada, but, Canada's up there, and it's a good fit. So now you just sit and wait. You sit and wait. You put yourself out there. You wrote the love letter. You're waiting for her to respond. Remember, back in the day, we used to write letters back in the day and stick it in each other's lockers. No, we was doing it in high school, too.
Oh, I never wrote or got a letter. I don't know what. No? I mean, I guess I wasn't a star athlete.
You don't have to be a star athlete to get letters.
No, I mean, we get it, Bump. You were popular. Were you ever homecoming king?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just mentions that casually. Yeah.
Were you prom king?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Both?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think
two-time champ.
My favorite and least favorite thing about just our friendship in general is that you have lived the life that I delusionally think I did. You know what I mean? Like, I walk around thinking I'm incredibly famous and popular, but I'm not. And then you don't go around thinking that, but then you are.
Nah. You have the potential to live the she's all that.
You're right.
School.
If I take my glasses off.
Just and take your glasses off and cut your hair.
I did get one vote for homecoming queen.
There you go.
It was me.
You really voted for yourself?
Yeah, we all got to vote for someone. And I said, Stacy Ross, because I know no one was voting for me. And I said, I would like a vote here. And then I also, important to note that I was one of the people counting the votes, so it was mostly a joke.
So you made sure to say it out loud, Stacy Ross?
Yeah, the point was that I wasn't going to win. The point was that I was like, oh, who's this? Who wrote this down? And it was me. It was not funny to anyone except for me. But
it's all right.
That's fine.
It is funny.
Someone said, I read on Twitter Josh Naylor saying goodbye to Cal. It was about 2 weeks ago. So a quick correction on this one. There was an Instagram post that Cal made at the end of the season. Just, everyone does their end of season post. And Josh Naylor commented on it. And one of the things he said was, I'll always be rooting for you. So then that was screenshot and posted on all over social media, different social media accounts. So just a correction that, we wondered at the time whether this was in any way meaning Josh Naylor was leaving. Because saying I'll always be rooting for you sounds like
closure.
You know what I mean? It sounds like I'll always love you. Just fade into the background. So we did wonder that, but there's nothing official right now.
Yeah.
So he didn't say goodbye. There's nothing going on. And in fact, when he commented, it was still, you couldn't even negotiate yet because the World Series hadn't happened.
Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, no. So you've had that 5-day period. Those conversations have happened. I will say this. Someone else said it can't just be Naylor. You're right. It can't just be Naylor.
No, it's not. But that's step one, though.
It's step one. And it's, could you find, in theory, better bats? Yeah, totally. And Naylor's going to have some regression with certain things. He's not going to steal as many bases. But I don't know, man. He just brought an edge to the clubhouse, was embraced. People really liked him. Players really respected him. There was something he brought that they didn't have before, and I haven't been able to pin down what it was,
Yeah.
I don't know, but good to have it back. Get your bold takes in for Bold Take Friday, 866-979-3776.
On a 3-game win streak.
Got a man out there, the ball is caught.
Coming off a dominant win with the entire country watching.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
The Seahawks are back in front of the 12s, out to show the hype is real and looking to feast on some desert bird. Seahawks, Cardinals, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 1:05. Pregame at 10 a.m.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacies, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
I'm Navy vet Phil Briggs, here for Navy Federal Credit Union. I always love Veterans Day because it's when I see my buddies posting up pictures of us when we were younger and built for speed. Navy Federal Credit Union also celebrates veterans of all branches and their families every day of the year. As a veteran, you can become a member and access exclusive rates, discounts, and financial tools for the whole family. So become a member today at NavyFederal.org/veterans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7. So you never miss a customer, lead, or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
Your new home is now ready. D.R. Horton, America's builder, has new homes that are ready today. With new construction communities throughout the Puget Sound and Central Washington areas, and more coming, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. At D.R. Horton, we're still building, with more construction, more communities, and more homes available every day. Find your new home, now ready at drhorton.com. That's drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, well, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Heward here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to mydataqb.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or mydataqb.com.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more, he's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More fast internet speed.
He's got the geeks to go big. Bring him the game
right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop. His quantum fiber's on top. Ready to use.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service and speed in select locations only.
Old windows cost you money and security. Lake Washington Windows and Doors installs energy-efficient, high-security windows that lower your bills and increase protection. With leak armor installation and lifetime warranties, you're protected for life. Choose LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Hey, Mike Salk here. Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
It's time for Bold Take Friday.
Can I say something?
Yeah, this is radio.
I've been thinking, so for like 3 days after I read the Tom Brady cloned his dog story, I was just thinking about it. Like, you know, those random stories that just stick with you randomly and you'll just be randomly like, is that morally okay? Or what kind of slippery slope is this? I can't stop thinking about how he cloned his dog. This is how I'm going to feel about not just you being homecoming king, but during the break, I asked you.
Goodness gracious.
Were you homecoming king twice? Because I went to homecoming twice. And you said, well, each class had their own homecoming king. And then you didn't say anything else. And I said, so you were homecoming king 4 times? And you said yes. And I see you differently. I say it with respect and grace. And it's not in a
Hopefully
worse
in a good
way. I
way.
just feel like I don't even know you. Like, you were like the everyman before this moment. And now you're first class like shower bench Michael Bumpus again. You know what I mean? Like, we're in different classes of society here.
No,
I
we're
thought
not.
that we were the same. You were my friend.
We
You know what I
are.
mean?
Look,
You were
we're
one of
wearing
us. We were all the
similar
same.
hoodies right now.
Yeah, but it's different now. It's different. I feel I see you differently.
Same guy. Same guys. 3 years now, Stacy.
Celebrities, they're not like us. Bold Take Friday, get your takes in 866-979-3776. This one's not a Seahawks one. Bold Takes as our first texter. A-Rod will go into the Mariners Hall of Fame. I watched that first episode of Alex versus A-Rod. It would take him championing the Mariners for a few years, but I think it could happen. It would almost feel like a Yankees slight, in my opinion. Have you guys started that documentary, by the way? It's HBO,
I
right?
haven't.
It is, yeah.
How was it?
I will watch it tomorrow.
This
for
is
sure.
my only question about it. If A-Rod is part of the production, I'm wondering if the entire thing is just a redemption arc PR documentary.
I know he's interviewed in it, and he might have a big say in how it's produced.
Then I'm guessing it's going to be probably very interesting. But
Yeah, I might be something. It's HBO. I was going to say something I watch on my flight, but never mind. I get that app. You ever order or get an app just for a show and then forget to
yes.
cancel it?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah. Oh, someone also reminded me, don't forget that he was ranked higher than Megatron as a recruit. See, you keep trying to say you're one of us, Bump.
Listen, I would
That's
trade it all for 2
crazy.
NFL contracts.
Crazy. 206, K9 actually gets a carry and touchdown at the goal line. I like that.
AJ got
Why are they
one.
going?
Charbonnet.
I get the barnyard
Man.
at the goal line. I completely get the barnyard at the goal line. It's a high percentage play. AJ's been wanting to do that. I was curious to see it at the goal line. Fantastic. Why can't K9 get the ball one time? Not even on his birthday.
Not even on his birthday.
Not
man.
even on his birthday.
I don't know. Maybe they don't believe in his running style down
I
there.
don't believe that. He's a good running back.
Then why isn't he getting the touches?
That's literally the question I'm asking you.
They literally be like, inside the 5, K9, go have a seat. Charbonnet, come out
like,
here.
K9, what did you do?
It's the running style, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, well, what's the difference in the running style?
Charbonnet doesn't have the wiggle that K9 has. Therefore, he is just going to get downhill. K9 has that wiggle. So if there's any glimpse of the run not having success, he will bounce it. That's my theory. Who knows how true that is? But, yeah, it's interesting.
My bold takes is the 509 is that the Seahawks are going to have 300 passing yards, 3 tutties with 3 different receivers, 3 sacks and 3 takeaways and 3 field goals. And the last touchdown will be scored with 3 minutes to go in the third. Wow, very specific 509. I love a theme. I love a theme. How do you feel about a big passing day against the Arizona Cardinals? And how do you feel about Rashid? I hope Rashid Shaheed is one of those guys. I'm very eager to see him on Sunday.
It could happen. I think they just have to be patient with this week's pass game. It's got to be underneath. I don't think initially it's going to be as explosive as we saw against the Commanders just because of the defense that they're going to see. Too high look, soft cover 4, maybe some cover 2 as well. But there'll be opportunities, man. They will blitz Buda Baker, so the middle of the field could be open. But, yeah, you have to nickel and dime it first, get them to bite, and then take your shots.
Do you have a bold take for Friday?
Yeah. Bold take.
Wait, everyone
Rashid
pay attention. This is going to be richer and nicer
Shaheed.
than our bold take.
Rashid Shaheed will take a kickoff to the house, and if Horton doesn't play, he will take a punt to the house as well.
What?
We're going to get 2 of them
2
things.
returns?
Yeah, that's a reckless
madness.
take. That's a
I'm
reckless take is what it is.
Come on, Deuce.
Wow. Curtis, do you have one? I've got more from listeners if not.
Oh, yeah, we've got a bold take.
Okay.
What was mine last week? Someone else was going to be the team's leading receiver. That one didn't come true. It was still JSN.
Are you going with it again? Are you just going to keep saying it every week until it's someone else?
No, we're going in a different route this time. I'm looking at this Seahawks roster, and I think that not only do the Seahawks – I mean, look, they've been lacking in turnovers this year, right? Like, that's been kind of the one thing their defense has not been generating is turnovers. Even though their defense has been great, I think they pick off Jacoby Brissett 4 times.
Stop it.
And 2 are returned to the house for pick sixes.
That's ridiculous.
Hit that horn, Brady.
Stop.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I feel like you were just thinking of something so audacious.
With that.
That's right.
I'm with that.
What a day if both of your bold takes end up becoming true. I'm going to look
What
like
do you
a
mean,
fool.
if?
Oh, sorry. My mistake. 808.
We only speak in definitives around here.
808 says, how about a blowout? 31-9 Seahawks.
I'll take that.
I'll take it because I don't think it's going to be a blowout, although, shame on me, I thought the same thing about the Commanders game. I thought that the Seahawks would win, felt good about the Seahawks winning, but I didn't think that they'd, trample them, and then they very much did.
No, I had them. I think my score prediction was 24-20 or something like that.
I thought it'd be a bit closer with Daniels out there. I got to be honest, though. I may be wrong for a second consecutive week. I don't see a blowout in this one.
I don't see a blowout either. I think you wrote in your email, I don't know if we're going to talk about it or not, that fourth quarters have been advantageous for the Arizona Cardinals. But I also, because you wrote that, I went back and I looked. But they're only scoring 3 points in the fourth, and the Hawks are only scoring 5. So maybe that supports what you're saying. The fourth quarter could be a big one.
Yeah, well, and they've given up the third most points in the fourth quarter. So I think that this is going to be a tight race with an opportunity for the Seahawks to separate in the fourth quarter. If it looks anything like the 5 losses consecutively that Arizona had, that was kind of the story of most of those, is that they let a team rally. They don't trail and then rally. They usually let a team rally, let a team get back into it, or keep it close and then kind of fall apart in the fourth. So that said, the Seahawks are a much better team than the Titans beat the Cardinals. The Seahawks are a better team than a few other teams that have beaten the Cardinals. So maybe they don't keep it quite close at all. All right. We are sticking with the Seahawks for this one. Coming up next, one prominent NFL voice thinks Sam Darnold is the MVP right now.
Wyman and Bob.
Sam Darnold has been sacked just 9 times this year.
Every afternoon at 2.
How much of that do you put on the pass protection he's getting versus how quickly he's getting rid of the ball?
The offensive line's doing their job, but I would say hitting a spot like 35, 40 yards downfield that's so tiny. I mean, that is really impressive, but the most rare talent to me is a guy who can move around the pocket and keep his eyes downfield.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health. It's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Nobody hooks you up like Popeyes. The Big Box is the reward that keeps on rewarding. Crack it open and you're greeted by 2 pieces of crispy signature chicken. Or if you want, 3 tenders, nestled in there with the 2 sides speaking to you most in this moment. You got that biscuit, and what are you waiting for? Dig right on in. That's feast mode activated, and you're in big box business for $6. Love that chicken from Popeyes. at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Tax extra.
At Washington Energy Services, we take the time to get to know you and your home. We have the passion and commitment to see each project through and to treat our work as more than just a job. For over 65 years, we've offered award-winning home services, from heating and cooling, plumbing and electrical, to windows and doors. Complete home improvement handled from start to comfort. For peace of mind when you need it most, count on Washington Energy Services, bringing good energy to your home.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here. For my friends at People Come First or PCF Construction Group, are you tired of just grilling in the cold and rain every winter in the Northwest? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the wintry months. And I have a special offer for you. PCF's Black Friday sale runs through November, and you can get up to 20% off your entire project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. Most people don't consider building a deck in winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, then contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming, designing, and improving your project so you're ready to build by the spring. Remember, planning and permits take time, so get started right now. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or call 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, pcfgroup.com.
Wow, look at these Black Friday deals on TVs. Samsung, Sony, and LG at the lowest prices of the year, even on their top-rated models. Now we can get that top-rated Samsung we were thinking about, but we'll need to get up early on Friday.
These are great deals, but why wait? Video Only has all these deals right now. We can get what we want today, and they're even offering no interest financing.
So we can get these Black Friday deals right now at Video Only and pay it off later?
Yep, and many of their prices are better than those flyers.
Better than Black Friday? No wonder Video Only got those high scores when they rated TV stores. Let's head over now and beat the crowds.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or dishwashers, but you will find the best deals on the best TVs, soundbars, and home theater systems. Shop around, but then make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma. Video Only.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With Progressive's collision coverage, my family gets up to $1,000 for vet bills if I'm injured in a car accident. And that makes this Chihuahua really feel like part of the family. What's that? I don't sound like a Chihuahua? Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly am I supposed to sound like? I guess all Chihuahuas are high-strung, riding around in expensive designer purses. Actually, I prefer riding in cars. So I appreciate that my family protects me with Progressive's pet collision coverage. Okay, maybe I am a little high-strung. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Good news for the Commanders. ESPN's Adam Schefter reporting this morning quarterback Jaden Daniels will not be placed on IR after suffering a dislocated elbow Sunday against the Seahawks. The team will instead reevaluate his injury after their Week 12 bye. Speaking of injuries, some names to watch on this week's practice report for Seattle. Wide receiver Torrey Horton and tight end A.J. Barner both landed on it. Horton as a non-participant yesterday, A.J. Barner limited.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. One prominent NFL voice thinks Sam Darnold is the MVP right now. This was Colin Cowherd the other day.
Darnold's number one. Allen and Stafford right below him. Drake, May, Herbert, Baker Mayfield, Mahomes, Jones, Prescott, and Goff. Now, that's not necessarily that far from reality. Now, if you're talking careers, Mahomes would be at the top. But if you're talking today, this second, Sam Darnold is the best quarterback in the NFL. It is unbelievable. You just don't see that ever. You could say, well, what about Baker? Baker in Cleveland won a playoff game. And the year he did, his quarterback rating was, I think it was 96 or 98. I think it was 96. Sam's passer rating in New York was not even good for a backup. He had more turnovers than touchdowns. Like, forget the winning. It wasn't productive. It was awful. And we know now that everybody's awful with the Jets. But what he is doing is incredibly rare.
I'm going to ask a question. Do not think of it in terms of how you would build your dream team, who you would take as your quarterback for the next 10 years, or who you'd have start in fantasy football. Right now, as of this moment, entering into Week 10, is Sam Darnold the best quarterback in the NFL?
Whew. You know what? I feel like we have this conversation every week, and it's proper that we have this conversation every week because things change. You asked me a couple weeks ago, Dak Prescott's in the running for MVP. Today, negative, ghostwriter. He is out of that conversation. A couple of weeks ago, you asked me Sam Darnold. I say, he's knocking on the door. He's looking at it. You asked me today, he's definitely in the conversation for MVP. Is he the best quarterback in the NFL right now? No, he's not. I'm still going to go with Pat Mahomes every single time. Every day of the week, Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Is he playing like the best quarterback in the NFL right now? Arguably so.
Yeah.
He's the most efficient quarterback. His QBR is second in the league behind Lamar Jackson. Lamar's missed 3 games. He has an advantage there. His rating is third behind Lamar Jackson and Drake May. I'm going to remove Lamar because these other guys have played more games, more opportunities to either help or hurt their QBR or their rating. Is he playing like the best quarterback in the NFL? I would say so. Completing 70% of his passes, 16 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Is the most efficient downfield passer in the game right now. The way that he's pushing the ball down the field, I forgot who said this, where I heard this from, but it is comparable to the greatest show on turf back when the Rams were just going nuts in the early 2000s, late 90s. Yes, Sam Darnold is playing like the best quarterback in the game. Is he the MVP of this league today? It's out of him and Drake May to me. Today. Last week, a couple weeks ago, I wasn't rocking with it. Who's the best quarterback in the game?
Yeah.
I'm still rocking with Pat Mahomes.
Okay, Okay, right now, I'd have the only 2 quarterbacks where I'd make cases, either for MVP right now, is he playing like the best quarterback right now, are Matthew Stafford and Patrick Mahomes for this reason. Matthew Stafford and Patrick Mahomes both have more passing touchdowns. I know that's a very basic thing.
You just going to
no
May?
But, I think that May has faced an easier schedule.
Facts.
Drake May has been exceptional. He's also not dinking and dunking. He also is a very explosive passer. He is on a team that's not very good, right? So you're uplifting your team. But the schedule for the Patriots is one of the easiest in football this year.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to... Now, granted, we thought the Seahawks to start the season, you're playing the AFC South? Fantastic. Like, you're going to have all these opponents. You're going to face some really struggling teams. That being said, they took on a perfectly healthy 49ers team. They've faced a really good Houston Texans defense. So maybe I'm being a little bit biased, but I think Drake May, who's been exceptional and so fun, I would have Sam above him right now.
Yeah.
Now.
What do you always say, though? You only can play the teams on your schedule.
No, you're exactly right. But I'll say this about Matthew Stafford. While it pains me, 21 touchdowns to just 2 interceptions, and he's been sacked more often than Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in terms of traditional metrics you're looking at, he's still got a great quarterback rating, passer rating, more passing touchdowns, more passing yards. His completion percentage is a little lower, but he's passing it more often, has more attempts than Sam overall. So I think I still give the nod. And then Patrick Mahomes has accounted for a larger portion of his team's total offense because the Chiefs could certainly use. I'm surprised they didn't add a running back at the deadline. So I think I still give the nod to those 2. That being said, Colin, even if he's just, kind of, hey, what do I have to have a take here? I don't think he's wrong in saying that there's a case to be made for Sam Darnold.
No, there's a case.
There's a fantastic case to be made for Sam Darnold in terms of, Okay, well, he doesn't have as many passing yards or touchdown. His team isn't throwing it as much. And when his team does throw it, he throws better, deeper completions, more air yards than any other passer in football right now. That's worth noting.
Yeah, Sam Darnold is sitting at the table, and he has a voice at the table. He's no longer just happy to be there. He's there. The only knock that you can say about Sam, I think, is that the teams that he hasn't beat. You did not beat the 49ers. You did fumble the football. Granted, Abe Lucas got pushed into you, but people are just going to see Sam Darnold fumbled and going to use that against him. You did not beat the Buccaneers. Had a chance to win that game. You throw an interception. Yes, it did hit a helmet. He was trying to throw it away. End of the day, he's still responsible for that interception. So I think those are the two things. If we're going to throw the schedule into play with Drake May, I think we also have to look at what Sam hasn't done. But I wouldn't put those two losses solely on him, because when you put up 35 points against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you throw for 4 touchdowns, 341 yards, you're probably supposed to win that game. The 49ers, you're down inside the 10-yard line to win this thing. You didn't have the greatest game, only $150 through the air, no touchdowns thrown. You can kind of own that one a little bit. But, yeah, the thing with Matthew Stafford is he's winning ball games, but he's not in the top 5 when it comes to some of these categories. But he is playing some efficient football. I think Matthew Stafford is in the mix, but you have lost to the Eagles. You lost to the Niners. You did beat a Ravens team, but it wasn't the Ravens team that we're used to seeing. So we can say the same thing about Matthew Stafford. He hasn't won the big game either. Now, he's playing the 49ers this weekend. We expect them to win this ball game, but it can go either way. We're just going to look at who's healthy or whatnot. Mm-hmm. So he still has some things to do, too. I think within the next 2 weeks, we'll really have a better idea who these guys – or where they stand when it comes to that. As of today, yeah, I'm with Drake May. I'm with Matthew Stafford. I can get with Sam Darnold as well. There was a time when Baker Mayfield was in this mix.
Christian, the 206, best quarterback in the league, still Mahomes, but who's playing quarterback better than Sam right now? Like Keith Sweat said, nobody. 360 said, all aboard the Sammy hype train. This one I want to get to. They said... you have to wait a couple weeks to even have this conversation. This is the pushback that I want to have for that. This conversation is more fun when there's not a very clear answer.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Oh, wait a couple weeks until these two quarterbacks try to outduel each other to see who it is. Sure, like you're going to be able to say, oh, Sam outperformed Matthew Stafford or vice versa on that day, right? These two teams face off on November 16th. But it is more fun right now. You're still 8 games into the season. You're heading into week 10. Okay? You're past the halfway mark. Is Sam Darnold playing like the best quarterback in football? This is where it's challenging us. And it's challenging your perceptions of who's playing good football.
We also will find out this weekend, too. Drake May got the Bucs. Right? Can you beat the Bucs? This is your real kind of first test here. Baker Mayfield, can you ball out against Drake May in New England and get back into the mix? He has, 13 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, completing 63% of his passes. There's a shuffling that goes on. This is talk radio, man. We're going to talk about it every single week because it's like a horse race, man. They're running around the track, and horse number 5 takes the lead. He's running. Now horse number 2 coming out. Oh, look at the secretariat off the side. You know, it's like they're jockeying for position week after week. That's what makes this thing so fun. What happened to Danny Dallas? They were talking about him last week.
5 turnovers happened to Danny Dallas.
You lose a game, you turn the ball over. That's
Danny Nichols.
That's the agony of football, is that you play one game a week and you are going to get praise for that week, or you are going to get torn down for that week, and your position is going to change as far as perception of your team and individual play. Danny Dimes was in the MVP race a week ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a fun conversation. It's not fun in week 18 when we know who's probably going to win MVP. What is fun and what should be exciting, frankly, for Seahawks fans is if you ask yourself right now, is anyone playing better football than Sam Darnold right now in this moment? And if you have to pause and kind of think about it, even if you can get to another 2-3 names, that's great news for Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I think I would still have a couple names over Sam. The fact that I had to pause and go, well, what's my case here? Even though they have more passing touchdowns and yards, okay, so this is my case for Stafford. This is my case for Mahomes. That's great news for Seattle. I mean, think if the opposite was true and Geno looked here like he does in Vegas right now. I mean, it would be the season's done.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
So it's
Rep City.
Great place for Seattle to be right now. Now, the natural place this conversation goes. Can he keep it up?
Yeah, that's the question. And that's been the question for him all year. That was the question last year. And because the way he ended last year, that's why it's like some rollover minutes. That question rolled over into 2025. And I think it's who we talked to yesterday that said it's about time we just believe in it.
Boyle.
Was it Boyle? Yeah. Yeah, Boyle's like, all right. John Boyle, writer for the Seahawks, he's like, look, man, you're 25 games in, I guess, something like that, when it comes to evaluating Sam Darnold. It's time to start believing in what you're seeing. That's the hard thing. That's what makes Daniel Jones so weird, is because we saw it for a season, it disappeared for a few, and now it's back. And then you have the turnover game you had last week. I want to see how he bounces back, because they went and got better. The Colts made a move that says we're contenders type of move going to get Sauce. Danny Dimes has to bounce back.
Yeah, I know. It's with Sam Darnold. Did he turn back into a pumpkin at the end of 2024, or did he just have 2 bad games in the worst moment? I tend to think now it's becoming obvious it's the latter.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good quarterback. He was a number 3 overall pick. Like, he's always been incredibly talented. When we talk about quarterback reclamation projects, Ben Solak had a great column about this last year. You kind of have to have an underlying level of talent. Rarely it happens, but rarely is there going to be a quarterback reclamation of like, oh my God, suddenly Aiden O'Connell is the best quarterback in football.
Mm-hmm.
Typically it's going to be, oh, Baker Mayfield, yeah, he was a number 1 overall pick, and like he's really elusive and he's got a good arm. It just didn't work out with a couple teams. He's on his 4th stint. That's kind of what's happening with Sam Darnold. Clearly he's talented. There is clearly an underlying level of rare talent there. It just wasn't work out and it wasn't coming together. Well, what if it has?
I think it is. I think it's slowly coming together. I think that is the NFL season, is that you start putting a puzzle together, and you start to see the picture, and it starts to take shape and form. And I think that's what we're seeing with the Seahawks. We saw it early. Actually, the Niners game was kind of confusing because you came out and you didn't really do some of the things that we were promised you were going to see.
I'm writing that one off.
Yeah, and then after that, you start to see them put the pieces together and build to see who they are. And then you go ahead and you add another piece to this thing in Rashid Shaheed, which I'm excited to see what he does with this football team. But that is the season. That is all sports. There's a constant evolution that is going, and you're evolving towards something that you want to be. And what you want to be is that philosophy. And we know what this philosophy is here. Mm-hmm. And I think the philosophy here has changed too. It's like, we want to be a running team. Like, yeah, now you want to be a running team, but you want to be a running threat team at this point. Just keep on threatening the run to make people respect, because we know what the strength is of this team. It has shifted. It's Sam Darnold in the pass game. I can almost guarantee you, they knew that Sam was going to be able to run the offense. They knew that JSN was going to be able to be the number 1. They did not think that it was going to be like this.
I didn't.
No one thought it was going to be like this.
Yeah.
So what they've done is they've kind of shifted their philosophy a bit. Now it's just like, we're not a run-first team. We're a run-threat-first team. But we're doing that because we know what we got on the outside.
We, and by that I mean like Seattle Voices, had a whole conversation about whether or not you could win a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold. And like that was a big debate. And then I think I settled on, well, you don't need to win a Super Bowl this year. You just want to improve, get to the playoffs. The bar should be the playoffs. Anything less than that is a failure. Now, this is the biggest change for me. Can you win a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold? Yeah. This Seahawks team, the one I'm seeing right now, they can win a Super Bowl. I'm not finding a strong case against it. Even when you talk about the run, like, oh, they really can't get the run game going, I wouldn't say it's objectively awful.
No.
Their attempts are helping with a lot of play action opportunities, with getting stacked boxes. Like, it's helping them. You want it to be better. And I think I was thinking of this during that god-awful Thursday night game because it was so windy. I was thinking, God, when the weather gets really atrocious, like, you absolutely want to have that run game going. But even then, yeah, this team can win a Super Bowl. I've seen enough. Is it going to happen? Are they going to be favored to do it? No, I don't think so. But I think I've seen enough to think that it wouldn't be the craziest thing on the planet for them to get there.
Yeah. I'm looking at the teams that are the best at running the ball this year so far up to this point. You got the Buffalo Bills, playoff team, right? Chicago Bears, maybe a playoff team. New York Jets, no. Commanders, no. Carolina, maybe. Baltimore, we got to see.
Yeah.
Like there's a good mix of, all right, these guys could go, maybe they can go, and you don't have to go. So now let's go down to the bottom. The Hawks are like 22nd, 21st when it comes to running the rock. And there are some guys down here that you could see making the playoffs. The 49ers can make the playoffs. Pittsburgh Steelers can make the playoffs. Tampa Bay can make the playoffs. Philly can make the playoffs. Only, 2 notches above them. The Rams, like you've mentioned, are pretty comparable to what the Seahawks are doing, only average about 10 more yards more than them. So there's a way to get there, but I think that it goes down to what you said. Everyone knows once you get into the playoffs and it gets cold, you got to be able to run that thing. You have to be able to run the football.
It's a Football Friday, powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, how did the Cowboys create explosive plays against the Cardinals?
So I went back and I looked at all their explosive plays. So the pass game, for me, that's any play over 15 yards. I threw a 12 and 14 yard in there as well. They had a plus 16, a plus 15, a plus 12, a plus 14, a plus 23, and a plus 33. And all of these were because the offense took what the defense was giving them. Soft corners, you got to come back to Pickens. Play action, you got to curl to CeeDee Lamb. You got soft coverage, you got a stop route at 5 yards, turns into a 12-yard game, the yards after the catch. You got a route from the slot. You run it about 10 yards, you stop, bam, you get extra 4 yards. You got your tight end seam, play action, tight end running up the seam, and then a 33-yard scramble. The Dallas Cowboys didn't try to go over the top of the safeties. What they did were get routes to push the defense vertically, and you sit down in space, and you get that run after the catch. JSN, Rashid Shaheed, and if Horton is healthy, even Arroyo and A.J. Barner, all these guys have run after the catch ability. So, no, the Cowboys were patient with it. Eventually, you have to take a shot, but I like their approach, even though it didn't end up with a win for them.
Second down. What's another example of JSN's versatility?
Crazy stat I just found. He had 59 yards from out wide, 30 yards from the slot, and 40 yards from the backfield. I put that on our Make It Make Sense on Mondays. I did the video that I do for Seattle Sports, and I don't think people really realize he lined up in the backfield a couple of times and caught the football out the backfield, just showing his versatility. And with all that being said, he has 271 yards after the catch. That's 4th amongst wide receivers. He can get money from anywhere. The backfield, the slot, outside, it does not matter when the ball's in his hands. He's doing a good job getting vertical, doing a better job taking care of the football, too. He's kind of covered it up. Was it the Bucks he had a fumble?
He's had a couple.
And
he had one against San Francisco.
It was like 2 weeks in a row, right? He had a fumble.
Yeah.
So he's doing a better job at that ball security situation as well. But no, versatility is crazy with this one. The resume continues to grow. That portfolio continues to diversify. JSN, keep it rolling.
Third down. What would be your approach if you were the Arizona Cardinals?
If I were the Arizona Cardinals and I'm worried about this pass game, and you should be worried about this pass game, I would blitz Sam Darnold. I'd blitz him. And the Cardinals blitz around 22% of the time. It's like middle of the pack when it comes to blitzing. The Falcons, Vikings, Steelers, and Dolphins blitz the most, around 31 to 40%. The Cardinals around 22. And the reason why I would do that is because without blitzing, Sam Darnold is completing 74% of his passes. When you blitz him, he's completing 61% of his passes, and he has 3 interceptions. I'm not saying it's a weakness, but obviously it's something for this offensive line to try to sort out, the running back to try to sort out, and Sam Darnold to throw it into the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
So if I am the Arizona Cardinals, if there's a crucial moment in this game where it's a third down, you feel like momentum can change, we need to do something to change the identity of this game, I'm going to blitz Sam Darnold. And they do that. I wouldn't do it from depth, though. Buda Baker was really aggressive, or defensive coordinator Gannon made him pretty aggressive, and he was blitzing from like 10, 11 yards out. It's too easy for Sam to see that and for the offensive lineman to pick it up. You got to do it quick. It's got to be I'm walking down that safety, or I'm twisting with the defensive line and sending a linebacker in there. You got to make this offensive line communicate. I'm not advocating for the Cardinals to beat the Seahawks, but these are the type of conversations that these coaches are having. All right, how do we put pressure on Sam? How do we disrupt this pass game? Because we know that it's prolific. If I am the Arizona Cardinals, I'm going to blitz Sam Darnold in big moments.
Can I ask a question about blitzing when it comes to the Seahawks? And this is going to be ultimately about how creative you think Mike Macdonald's defense is. Yesterday, when we were talking with John Boyle, this was actually an off-air conversation. He said something really interesting where he was like, the thing about Seattle really not blitzing, but then getting a lot of pressure is that when they track those stats, it's just sending 4. But that could also be maybe you have a corner, right? Like your 4 doesn't have to mean just there for defensive linemen, or just their defensive front, rather,
Right.
is being sent. So lost in some of that when you say, oh, Seattle isn't blitzing, it makes it seem like, oh, they're just it's simple. But there's still a lot of creativity that's left there. Is that what you see?
From the
Yeah,
Hawks.
like there's still some creativity.
There's
maybe
times when
sending a
when they
corner.
drop a lineman and send someone else.
Yeah.
So they're rushing forward, but essentially it's a blitz because it's not coming, or the pressure's not coming from someone on the defensive line. Yeah, they mix it up. They don't do that often, but they will do it. I've seen more corner blitzes the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I thought it was just an interesting wrinkle in that stat where I was like, you're right, John. I've never thought of that before. 4th down. Let's step outside of Seattle for this one. Outside of the Seahawks Cardinals, what's your game of the week?
Obviously, we're going to be watching the Rams and the Niners, right? Divisional game, we're going to do that. But I've already mentioned it. I'm looking at New England versus Tampa Bay. I want to see if Drake May can win himself a big game. I want to see if Baker Mayfield can get himself back into the MVP talks. I mean, it's like we're not talking about the Bucs anymore, but they're 6-2. They're still first in the NFC South. They lost to the Rams. They beat up on, the Lions. They beat up on the Saints last week. But I think this is a defining game for both of these teams, because after that, the Bucs are taking on the Rams, the Cardinals, the Saints, the Falcons. The end of their season gets real soft after the Rams and the Bills. So no, this is a big one. I think Drake May has another opportunity to establish himself in this league. I think people are starting to take notice on what's going on over there. The Tampa Bay Bucs are favored to win this ball game, and if they were to get by this, after that, the Patriots have the Jets, the Bengals, the Giants. Right, I could see them being 11-2 at some point, and then you got the Bills, the Ravens, and the Jets. So this is a big moment for both of these teams.
This is a good weekend in general. Week 8 was kind of a dud. Not a lot of great matchups, a lot of blowouts. Still the NFL. Like, everyone's happy to be here, right? So probably a lot of people felt about Thursday night. They were like, atrocious game, but it's kind of fun to have football on. That being said, in Week 10, there are some sneaky good matchups. Like, for instance, the Ravens, 3-5, taking on the Vikings. But, like, J.J. McCarthy getting a ton of attention after that one. The defense having a better day. Ravens have Lamar back. What version of the Vikings and Ravens are we going to see? Like, it may not be reflected there in their total win-loss column. You've mentioned Patriots-Bucks, which is another really good one. You got the Panthers taking on the 1-8 Saints. Panthers are 5-4. Do they improve to 6-4 with that win? Meanwhile, you have the Steelers and Chargers facing off. 5-3 Steelers against the 6-3 Chargers, but suddenly Joe Alt is gone again. Do the Chargers see a little bit of regression there? He's massive for their team. And what does that mean for a Steelers team that is looking to build? That defense has been so up and down too. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of really good matchups. There are a couple where it's like, okay, Lions Commanders is going to be a blowout. I don't know how great that one's going to be. But a lot of really good ones. Colts, can they bounce back after a loss? Taking on the Falcons, there's a great opportunity. I love this weekend.
Good weekend.
Jason Kelsey's getting flack for his World Series take. That's next.
On a 3-game win streak.
Got a man out there, the ball is caught.
Coming off a dominant win with the entire country watching.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
The Seahawks are back in front of the 12s. Out to show the hype is real. And looking to feast on some desert bird. Seahawks, Cardinals, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 1:05. Pregame at 10 a.m.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
The birth of the American supercar is roaring into LeMay, America's Car Museum, starting October 25th. Curated by racing icon Steve Saleen, this electrifying exhibition showcases the evolution of American speed, style, and engineering, featuring icons like Hennessy, Shelby, Zinger, and more. From raw horsepower to groundbreaking design, this is the ultimate tribute to performance. Don't miss the birth of the American supercar, opening October 25th at LeMay, America's Car Museum. Visit americascarmuseum.org to learn more.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different.
TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Hey, Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. And obviously, New Year's is coming up. Can you believe it? Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. And sports fans, you got to check out the Hawks Peak. You're home for game days with great food and drinks, more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play, and a heated, covered outdoor deck with those great views of the Snoqualmie Valley. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Pros don't just show up. They prove how it's done with precision and without shortcuts. Makita tools are built the same way with a dedication to lasting quality, trusted performance, and results that reward your effort year after year. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
Brought to you by Integrated Rehabilitation Group.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Jason Kelsey caught a lot of flack on Thursday on his podcast for his gripes with this year's World Series. Take a listen.
So you're telling me I'm supposed to get excited about a Canadian baseball team and
a team that just
It's
spends
the
more
Blue
money than
Jays.
everybody else. Who cares about either?
Both of them spend more money than everybody. It's baseball.
Yeah, that's why baseball sucks. That's why baseball sucks. You just buy World Series championships. It's the dumbest thing in the world.
I was enjoying out of it. It's exciting.
It's exciting. It's exciting that the team that spent the most money and everybody knew was going to win the World Series won the World Series.
It was the unexpected person that won it for him.
It was unexpected. Everybody knew this was going to happen before the season. We just had a bunch of meaningless happen before it, and then it happened. So, yeah, no, baseball not getting my stamp.
Jason Kelsey is getting flack for this, but here's the thing. Even though I don't agree with him, Bump, I think there are people that do.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The Dodgers most definitely bought their World Series. Philly bought their Super Bowl as well. You paid all that money to get Saquon Barkley over there. You had the greatest line known to man. You pay for those guys as well. It's different because there's a salary cap dealing with the same NFL. Everyone has the same deal. But, yeah, Dodgers definitely bought their World Series. Didn't cheat, though.
That's the thing. And you still had to, it sounds dumb, but you still had to play. Like, you think those double plays happened on accident? And also, here's the thing. I'm glad that Travis mentioned it. Both teams spent. The Blue Jays, who have, I don't know what it is about, like, wanting to be a victim in this case. I got another story about this. But, like, the Blue Jays are 5th in payroll. Yes, there is a gap between what the Blue Jays are spending and what the Dodgers have spent on. But I'm sorry, this was just 2 big markets, 2 expensive teams, 2 big payrolls, one a bigger market and one a bigger payroll, but still, that played a great World Series. This was fantastic television.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, and the guy who essentially won it for them, no one knew.
It wasn't Ohtani.
No one knew who Rojas was. Who's this guy coming in hitting a bomb to tie the game up? Who's this guy no glove in a play and throwing it home? No one knew who he was. Like, there's some truth behind it, man. Dodgers got more money than 90% of the league, and they're in L.A., where everything's at your fingertips. Like, even if a team like, I don't know, it's like a middle America team where to spend a whole bunch of money, you still got to get people to go there. You can spend all that money, but who's gonna want to really go there? It's these are just facts, and it can seem unfair to people, and I understand that. And I sympathize for you, but the Dodgers didn't break any rules in their quest for a championship.
I'll say this: 1, I think that some teams should just be spending more, and 2, I may find myself having an issue with it if the Dodgers rattle off like 2 more World Series in 3 to 4 years, right? Because then you're going, well, wait a minute here. You had no repeat World Series teams for the last 25 years. Then you had one in 24 and 25. Well, now it's not fun anymore. But for right now, I know that they just won back-to-back. But for right now, there still is quite a bit of parity in terms of who's actually winning World Series. There's an overwhelmingly positive correlation between payroll and getting to the playoffs, with teams with very low payrolls typically not getting to the playoffs. But the Dodgers aren't winning it every year. They're outspending. The Dodgers and Yankees spend a ton of money on their payrolls. They aren't winning it every single year.
No, you got obviously the Dodgers last year, the Rangers before that, the Astros before that, the Braves before that. We saw Philly in the World Series. You got the Diamondbacks in the World Series. You got Tampa Bay against the Dodgers in the World Series. You got the Cubs rented in 2016. Well, we're seeing some different names. It's not just every year, but it does have the potential.
Mm-hmm.
If you keep this band together, the Dodgers, and add a few more pieces, there's the potential for them to go back to back to back.
Speaking of the World Series, did Prince Harry spark an international incident among Canadians by wearing a Dodgers hat to the World Series? Turns out, maybe.
Well, firstly, I would like to apologize to Canada for wearing it. Secondly, I was under duress. There wasn't much choice. I was invited to the LA Dodgers box, or the dugout, by the owner himself, so I was doing what I thought was the polite thing to do. But I'm going to wear this from now on to make sure I don't make any more of those mistakes. But the other piece of this was, as you could probably relate, when you're missing a lot of hair on top and you're sitting under floodlights, you'll take any hat that's available. So, Game 5, Game 6, Game 7, I was Blue Jays throughout. Now that I've admitted that, it's going to be really hard for me to return back to Los Angeles. But no, I'm very sorry to the Canadian public. Devastated that the Blue Jays lost, but go Jays.
Canada's a British Commonwealth, for anyone who didn't know and was wondering why he was apologizing.
Roll with the champions.
I think that I get why. Like, when he was spotted with the Dodgers hat, there were plenty of comments of people going, "Is this going to get him into trouble?" Because there is some politicking that always has to go on as a member of the royal family. It just is what it is. that being said, I would probably be complaining if the Mariners were to lose. Don't get me wrong. I'm being a little hypocritical here, but I am sensing a ton of like, woe is me vibes. Heartbreaking loss for the Blue Jays. Absolutely devastating. I feel for them. I really do. But like, I'm kind of over all the stories I keep hearing about Toronto being like, we were the better team. And it's just a lot of victim-y vibes.
Cry me a river.
That's all I'm saying.
Make a play. Make a play. Bases jacked. 1 out. Make a play.
You had to win. You had 2 games at home and you could have won it.
Make a play. You let our number 9 hitter get you. Stop crying.
I don't like the spin of like Dodgers bad guys, Blue Jays victims.
We can be the bad guys. That's fine.
Well,
but don't act like you were at some point. If you look at the graph, they had like a 98% chance to win the ball game.
That's what I'm saying.
And you didn't make the play.
That's what I'm saying. And both games. Like into the night, well into like bottom of the 9th moments that you didn't do.
Dodger fans will lean into being the bad guys. Ohtani, keep not speaking English, and we know you can. I don't care. All right?
We're in the time of year when it gets dark outside earlier. Count DeMarcus Lawrence among the people who love it. He shared the reason why.
It's starting to get dark outside. You know, I love it when it gets dark. So.
Why do you like it when it gets dark?
Because that's the way I like to play defense. You know, I'm trying to turn the lights off on every offense, you know, and now y'all got living proof of how it is to be on the dark side.
I did not think that that's the approach he'd take. I thought that he'd go, slightly older player. I thought he'd be like, yeah, we all like to call it a night because you can get the sweats on and you don't feel bad. You got to be inside. That's why I like when it gets dark out. It's like, yeah, you can get sweats on and be inside at 4:30 and you don't feel lazy. Instead, it was, I like to turn the lights off on the offense because I like to be of the darkness.
I like that. I like the way you flip that. Me, when my kids were young, I loved it when it got dark. I'm like, guys, it's dark. We gotta go
bedtime.
Sleep. Dark. Let's go.
Everyone come inside.
Then the summertime when the sun's out until midnight, they're like, Dad, the sun's still out. So, yeah, I like that. I like the flip on that, D-Law.
Speaking of player interviews, we also had one yesterday. Jaron Reed speaking with reporters. He was asked what he thought, his immediate reaction when the Seahawks acquired wide receiver Rashid Shaheed.
When you heard that Rashid Shaheed was added to the team, what was your first thought?
He fast as hell.
I just want to get everyone hyped up for Sunday.
Straight up.
I loved that cut from Jaron Reed.
Straight up. Jay Reed is
he's fast as hell.
Over the years, he's turned into just the uncle that just says what he wants and don't really care. I like the mix. You got him and D-Law are like the older heads on that line, and Leo. But Leo has a young soul at the same time. You're throwing Murphy in there. You got Uchenna, who we spoke to yesterday. I just like everything about this defensive line right now.
I love this text from the 360 when we were talking about the World Series and being the better team. They said, now correct me if I'm wrong, don't they play 7 games to determine who the better team is? That was a good one. For the second time this season, this is a tough one, Celtics star Jaylen Brown has had his spray-on hair rubbed off in an opponent's jersey during a game.
Oh, this is not an offensive foul. Oh, no. Jaylen Brown got another victim right there.
Brown, to his credit, jokingly addressed this mishap on Instagram Live.
The climate of his hairline, though. What is chat? I'm A.
You took a trip?
Don't wipe too hard. Nah, we all natural.
You took a trip?
Gangly.
Yo, you been doing
Yo,
bro,
we didn't take note. We didn't go to Turkey. The flights was booked, though. I ain't gonna lie. We didn't go to Turkey. We had the flights booked, though. But I'll tell you this, bro. So many hair care treatment products.
Bro, they done reached out, bro.
Bro, crazy.
Jaylen with just, I'm not going to lie, it is a code red situation I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to be really honest with you guys, but also, like, I might be getting some deals here.
He signed like a $300 million deal a couple of years ago. He should be able to afford some hair care.
I feel like Rogaine should reach out.
There's something way better than Rogaine out there.
It's called a pair of clippers.
Only the elites have access to.
Oh, really? What is it?
I don't know. I'm not part of that group. I'm sure it's out there, though.
I don't know. I feel like LeBron would have a full head of hair if that were the case.
That's a really good point, Curtis.
He's always had the worst hairline in the league.
But LeBron might embrace it.
Yeah, I mean, at LeBron's age, it don't even matter no more.
It's been like that for a minute.
Like, there's no way. My daughter asked me why wouldn't I ever do something to grow my hair back. I told her I would look like a totally different person than you with hair.
You would. It would really be weird to see.
2, like, I'm 40. I don't care. I ain't in the. If I was still in the club, out there hunting, trying to get it, it'd be different.
But there's 2 things. You totally rock being bald, but also it's only bad when you can't let it go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're hanging on to it and it's clean for its last life.
Any man rocking a cul-de-sac.
You gotta let it go.
You have some confidence that I wish to have one day.
Time for the IRG injury report brought to you by IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Some notable names on the practice report this week. Your tight ends and wide receivers are kind of flooding this list. Elijah Arroyo was a full participant, just on the list with an elbow injury, so I'm not really keeping my eyes on that. I am watching A.J. Barner, though, who has a calf injury. He was limited on Wednesday and Thursday. Another name to watch is Torrey Horton. He has a groin and shin injury. He was a full participant on Wednesday, which I believe was a walkthrough, but did not participate in practice yesterday. Also, Cooper Kupp was limited after not participating on Wednesday. So some names to watch, your wide receivers, your tight ends. Your final injury report is going to be later today around 2 p.m., 2:30, and then obviously 90 minutes before game time will be inactives. Coming up next, who are the NFL's biggest frauds?
Wyman and Bob.
Is this like a signature win?
Every afternoon at 2.
To try to get people to believe in this team. They just cruised the entire way.
While I think it's an impressive win, I wouldn't call it a signature win based on the opponent. To me, a signature win is beat the Rams. Beat a team, especially in your division, that's really good record-wise. That's what I would title a signature win. If they beat the Rams, that's the best opponent they've got in like the next 5 games.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, only on Seattle Sports.
Welcome to IRG Sports Injury Update. We're with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and president of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. And our guest, Julie Mahler, a registered dietitian and nutritionist at IRG.
Julie, welcome. Hey, a lot of stuff in the media literature talking about inflammation, body inflammation. You're a registered nutritionist. Tell us about the anti-inflammatory diet.
Shannon, the anti-inflammatory diet is so powerful because it can help a person decrease that inflammation in their body just through the foods that they eat. And it's not just like it can be through diabetes or rheumatoid arthritis, that it's those foods that can help improve those conditions, but also if you have sore muscles, or let's say you're in physical therapy and you're working on a body part, the food can help you make progress faster. It's an additional helpful tool. And so you can eat less of those pro-inflammatory foods, maybe salts and sugars, and you can eat more of those anti-inflammatory foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, things like that.
What you're saying, Julie, is that certain foods will enhance or cause inflammation and certain foods will decrease inflammation.
Absolutely, Shannon. And in addition, your immune function or your immune system is also very similar to that anti-inflammatory situation where those same foods can improve your immune function and improve your inflammation.
Julie, you did a webinar for IRG. You had over 100 people attend it. So we know there's an interest in the anti-inflammatory diet. How would people get a hold of you?
They can contact me via irgpt.com. I see patients both virtually and in person at our South Everett office.
Find Julie at irgpt.com. That's irgpt.com.
With over 40 neighborhood clinics around Washington, IRG has you covered. Let IRG be your family's physical therapist. Find the location nearest you at irgpt.com. That's irgpt.com.
Coach Saban here. On the field or on your walls, coverage matters. That's why I go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer from the Home Depot.
Exceptional hide, advanced stain blocking, and over 1,000 colors to choose from. Behr Marquee delivers one-coat coverage that stands up to real life. One-coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Collection.
This one's for the flavor fanatics. Sour Apple 5-Hour Energy Shots don't mess around. They bring the bite. Tart, tangy, and packed with tasty caffeine, this little 2-ounce bottle punches above its weight. With 0 sugar and as much caffeine as a 12-ounce premium cup of coffee, it's the kind of pick-me-up that keeps your taste buds happy without the crash. And it doesn't stop at Sour Apple. There are 17 bold flavors waiting for you to discover. Pick one up in store or stock up online at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon today.
Lowe's knows pros want more. Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free to get $20 off your first qualifying purchase of $100 or more just for signing up. Plus, enjoy free standard shipping and more ways to save on your next job. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid for new members only. Not valid with any other discount. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/pro-loyalty for details. Subject to change.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Tim Hunter, former Seattle radio goofball here with 2 words that aren't funny. Prostate cancer. Get your annual checkup. Keep an eye on that PSA number. And if you hear those 2 words like I did, talk to the folks at Swedish Cyberknife. 5 treatments, minimally invasive and technologically advanced over the other options. If you were a friend, and I consider you one, I'd highly recommend Swedish Cyberknife. We are so lucky to have them right here in town. Do your research, but definitely visit swedish.org/cyberknife prostate.
Dave Wyman here, and we've been fortunate to hear from 2 Swedish Cyberknife patients this year, Andy Ryder and Tim Hunter. Both heard about Cyberknife from our radio ads and completed successful treatment, raving about their experiences. Tim was impressed that treatment only took 5 days. Andy hosted a large international delegation the week after his treatment. If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish Cyberknife here in Seattle. Go to swedish.org/cyberknife prostate.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Who are the NFL's frauds right now? Who's on fraud watch?
Fraudulent.
Now, this cannot mean that you're looking at a 2-3 win team going, I don't know if I believe in them. No, what you're doing is you're looking at someone like the Denver Broncos going, yeah, they got a great record. 8 wins, best in the NFL, but that was an atrocious Thursday night game. So that's what you're doing when you're on fraud watch right now. And, maybe I'm biased. I don't know that anyone could put the Seahawks on it. I don't know that you can put the Rams on it. I don't think you can put – there are a number of teams where I'm like, they're just good. Like, they're solid. But there are a couple that are potentially suspect. Bump, who you got?
Indiana.
No.
The Indianapolis Colts.
Stop.
Fraudulent.
That's
fraud. Who
that's
they beat?
wild.
Who they beat? Who they beat? You think you said the Broncos are frauds, right? Beat them.
I think the Broncos are not as good as 8 wins.
Dolphins. Oh, that was a good win. Titans twice. Woo! Those Titans. Raiders 40-6. Man, how did they beat the Raiders? Cardinals 31-27.
Okay, so these are some bad teams.
All right, I give them the Chargers. Decent squad.
Yeah.
Decent squad. Lost to the Steelers. The only 2 teams on here that can really give you a run for your money against any team in the league, you lost to. You lost to the Rams. You lost to the Steelers. So, yes, I'm happy for Indiana Jones, Danny Dollars, all that good stuff. Jonathan Taylor was in the MVP race for a little bit. You got Sauce. I get it. They're probably going to win their division. But I don't – you got the Chiefs coming up. You're going to lose that one. You got the Seahawks coming up. Going to lose that one. You might even lose to the Niners as well. So, as of right now, Indianapolis Colts, respect you. Happy for you. Miss Irsay on the sideline, getting these dudes right. Frauds.
Hear me out.
Don't hit me with stats.
No, listen, they do have one of the easier schedules. However, these have not been close games.
Don't care.
You don't? They have they have a plus 109 point differential, which is the best in football.
Nope.
It's not like the plus 180.
Why do they have the plus whatever they had? Because of who they play.
But they're really beating them.
Who they playing
they're
though?
Like beating them into the ground.
Colts.
Bad teams, but they're dominating bad teams.
I don't believe them. Beat the Chiefs. You know what? Beat the Falcons this week. All right, bounce back and beat the Falcons. They're going to lose to the Falcons.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
I want someone to. Ooh, what? 773 says Philly is not as good as their record suggests.
I ain't mad at that.
Philly's got some quiet
I ain't mad
stats.
at that.
When you start looking at the run game, it's kind of weird. Like, certainly not what you'd expect considering where they were last year. Pot meat kettle right now, right? Covering the Seahawks. However, in terms of yards per carry, Philly has not been nearly what they were last season. There was always going to be regression with Saquon. I did not expect Saquon to not hit over 100 yards in a game until recently. I did not think we'd have to wait until, week 8 for that to happen, week 7, week 8.
Yeah, $150.
Eagles are a weird one.
They are a weird
They're
one.
good, really good.
They're just they just have championship pedigree. That really matters in the NFL. But yeah, man. What you got? You already said the Broncos.
Well,
That's
I
your
did,
one
but
team?
I was also heavily influenced by not only a disgusting Thursday night game that I would like 4 hours of my life back, but also this from Twitter at TA Stabs. Broncos have beaten, the 3-6 Jake Browning-led Bengals, the 2-7 Geno Smith-led Raiders by 3 points, the 3-5 Davis Mills-led Texans by 3 points, the 1-7 Justin Fields-led Jets 13-11, the 2-7 Jackson Dart-led Giants by 1 point, the 1-8 Cam Ward-led Titans by a score.
Frauds.
Close games against bad teams with bad. You've beaten Jake Browning, Geno Smith, who's having a horrible year with Vegas, Davis Mills, Justin Fields, Jackson Dart, Cam Ward. That's who you've beaten.
Yeah. You know what the Broncos are? I left my card somewhere. Fraudulent charges. I'm calling them in, talking to the bank. That wasn't me. Broncos. Frauds. I think the hard thing about the Broncos is that collectively they are. Defensively, I think they're legit. I think defensively they are good. But Bo Nix, I think I was talking to Curtis before the show started, and he threw up a chart about he doesn't complete passes down the field.
Dude.
He's a dink and dunk. He's exactly what Sean Payton had with Drew Brees towards the end of his career.
He's what people thought Sam Darnold would be here.
Yep. He was like, look, just throw the ball intermediate, get it to your guys, let them go. There's nothing wrong with that. It's working, but it's not impressive. And especially when you put up the performance you had against the Raiders, fraudulent charges.
Yeah, Bo Nix has. He has 18 touchdowns. That's great. He's got 8 interceptions, which not as great, considering that someone like Matthew Stafford is you can't pick apart that game. 21 passing touchdowns to 2 interceptions, right? These are fundamentally different passers. And that's to be expected. Not only is one a veteran who's been doing this for a long time, but just genuinely a great elite passer versus someone who's still figuring it out. But I think that's also why I don't lean into that record. The Broncos are clearly good, but they've not been blowing teams out of the water, which was kind of my case for Indy. Indy has faced also some bad quarterbacks and also some bad teams, but they're blowing those teams out of the water.
Fraudulent charges.
I don't think they're equally fraudulent. I think the Broncos are more fraudulent.
I think that if your name's attached to anything fraudulent, it doesn't matter who's more, who's less.
That's true. That's how charges work.
No matter the charge. If it ain't you, it ain't you. Now, other than that, I don't see too many other teams.
I don't either.
It's hard just to try to throw teams in there. There were teams maybe at the beginning of the season I would have called frauds, like Jacksonville to start the season. I thought were frauds. I didn't believe in what they were doing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Someone said, what about Geno Smith? Sorry, I wanted to ask you before we hit break.
Geno?
Yeah.
I think he needs help. There's not enough help over there. And Pete is struggling to keep that thing together. Uncle Pete, love you, man.
Bad situation. So we've settled on Indy and the Broncos.
Indy's going to go on a skid right
no,
now.
they're not.
Watch, they're not going to beat the Falcons.
I've just kind of fallen in love with the whole story for their season.
Me too. I like it. Love an underdog.
I can't have them go on a skid, not only for my own fantasy football purposes, but just Carly Irsay has been kind of a fun, unexpected story.
I like
them
it.
acquiring Sauce Gardner was the single biggest deal at the trade deadline.
Love it.
They're a team that, when I was growing up, was good, but they were never the dynasty that the Pats were.
Mm-hmm.
So they're easier to root for.
Yeah, man.
You are playing them, but outside of that, it's inconsequential.
It's happening.
I don't. And it would be cool if that win over them later in the season, should Seattle get that, matters a lot.
I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I kind of do too. Getting back to the Mariners with Jason Churchill next.
On a 3-game win streak.
Got a man out there, the ball is caught.
Coming off a dominant win with the entire country watching.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
The Seahawks are back in front of the 12s, out to show the hype is real and looking to feast on some desert bird. Seahawks, Cardinals, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 1:05. Pregame at 10 a.m.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
The birth of the American supercar is roaring into LeMay, America's Car Museum, October 25th. Curated by racing legend Steve Saleen, this high-octane exhibition features icons like Hennessy, Shelby, Zinger, and more. Don't miss it. Visit americascarmuseum.org.
Stacy here, and if you're in the market to sell your car or explore getting a new one, I have to tell you about the coolest thing. It's Wayscar Ford's vehicle profit sharing program. Here's how it works. You sell them your old car at fair market value. You can sell it that day, get paid right away. The whole thing takes about 30 minutes. Then when they resell it, they split the profit 50-50 with you. It's not a consignment. It's a way for a trusted local dealership to avoid things like auction fees and then split savings with an actual customer. Listen, I am someone who sold an old car years ago and got completely ripped off. It was also later involved in a crime. I don't have enough time to tell you about it. It's another story for another day. But I wish I would have known about this program, and it's why I'm telling you about it now. Other people are finding out Wayscar Ford just surpassed sharing over $1 million with customers who have sold them their cars. Sell your car for top dollar and get a share in half the profit when Wayscar Ford resells it. Why would you want to sell your car anywhere else? Wayscarford.com. That's wayscarford.com.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. If you're planning to propose this holiday, we're ready to make creating your engagement ring a warm, welcoming experience. At Shane Company, we're all about your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. Explore the widest selection of diamonds and ring settings ready for you to see in person, or visit us at shaneco.com. You'll have your ring in days, not weeks. Our friendly jewelry consultants don't work on commission. There's never any pressure, just perfect proposals. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Washington Commanders got good injury news today. Per ESPN's Adam Schefter, quarterback Jaden Daniels will not be placed on IR after suffering a dislocated elbow against the Seahawks. The team will instead reevaluate his injury after their Week 12 bye.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Jason Churchill joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. A lot to talk about with the Mariners offseason, what they accomplished, some of their goals moving forward. Jason, how's it going?
Hey, pretty good. Enjoying the, well, I'm inside, so that'll.
I was going to say, I guess it's a nice fall day and that it's not pouring down rain. So that's an improvement from the last several days. I wanted to start by asking about Josh Naylor. He's been a very obvious topic of conversation in the offseason, but there was that sound the other day on Sirius XM of Justin Hollander saying, hey, make no bones about it. Josh Naylor is our top priority. How confident are you that they have a good chance to re-sign him or might, and how important would that signing be?
I think they certainly have a chance to keep him. There's money there. Josh Naylor not phased by hitting in Seattle, but there are 29 other teams in Major League Baseball. So, there's a chance, but, it's not like he's from here. It's not like there's any allegiance to this particular area of the country or even this team, even though, he had a chance to go pretty darn far in October. And, players bond, that's a thing. But once free agency comes, just about every player out there, it's first and foremost about dollars. And one of the things that isn't really being talked about enough right now is the effect on the CBA situation with this year's free agent class. I don't really expect as many big contracts to be handed out as are being projected. I think there are going to be teams that are just going to be they're just going to sit back and wait and think that the next CBA is going to be better for them, and that's going to help keep numbers down. Some of these guys are going to get big money, but I think if it's down a little bit, if it's your typical free agent crop in terms of spending over the last 3 to 5 years and isn't an outlier, that might play into Seattle's hands here a little bit and help them keep a Josh Naylor or extend a player that's already on their roster. With first base and DH being a little bit interchangeable, there are a lot of teams out there. Like I said, there's 29 other teams out there, and the vast majority of them have a spot for Josh Naylor because he's not a $35-40 million player. Just about every team out there can go out there and have a chance to sign him and offer him the kind of money that he's probably looking for and he'll probably command. I think it's huge for Seattle to get something done early in free agency if they're going to make a move in free agency, to get it done early, because hitters are still really not going to want to come sign in Seattle. Nothing has changed about that. Their run into the postseason doesn't change how difficult it is to hit there. Players are not going to want to come here and have their offense suppressed. So that's certainly part of this conversation. And so there's a lot of backup plans that if you're thinking about first base for the Seattle Mariners, Josh Naylor is not a done deal. And until it is, you got to think about other players. You got to think even about a Pete Alonso. You got to think about O'Hearn, and even the Japanese players that are coming over. One of them's being posted today, I believe. Until it's done, it's not done, and it might be just as unlikely as it feels likely, considering the run they went on and how big Josh Naylor was for that.
You might have, you kind of touched on my question, but didn't provide any specifics. Do you think there's a team that, other than the Mariners, that is zeroed in on Josh Naylor, saying, look, we need a first baseman, he would fit here? Who's the main contender, I guess I should say, when it comes to trying to sway Josh away from Seattle?
Yeah, there's probably a lot of them. If I'm the Nationals, I'm in. I'm trying to take a step forward next year. I'm in on a guy who has a high floor, isn't going to cost me, superstar money, and that I probably don't need to give 5-6+ years to. That's the kind of player I want. The Mets, who need to go spend on a bunch of pitching, may want to spend a little bit less at first base, but still get pretty good production. Maybe they let Pete Alonso walk and zero in on a guy like Josh Naylor. There are a lot of teams out there, and I think the biggest contender, to Seattle, and I'm not even sure if Seattle's number one on the list, but the biggest contender is the team that's going to be willing to spend the most money on him. And there's a lot of projections out there right now. I've seen 5 years and $130 million. I've seen 4 years and $100. I've seen 3 and $60. I just don't know what kind of a market we're going to see because of the situation with the collective bargaining agreement. If it's the big market, Seattle's going to have to go 4 years, maybe even a fifth to get him, which is a little steep for me. But I think this is one of those cases where if you overspend just a little bit to keep Josh Naylor, it goes a long way. I think he's extremely important to the Mariners situation, because it's unlikely they're going to go out and get Pete Alonso, and it's unlikely they're going to go out and get anyone else to play any position on a daily basis really, really early in the process, unless it's Josh Naylor.
Yeah. Jason, I think, and I'm sure you know this, that what a lot of Mariners fans were worried about or most heartbroken about when they lost Game 7 wasn't just the heartbreak and shock of the suddenness of that ending, but also the fear that, wow, what if they never get back here again? What if so many things had to go right? What if there was so much luck or a historic season from Cal involved? So I wanted to ask you, I guess, how close are they really based on like talent and what they have, and what are some important pieces to add?
Yeah, I think once the season ended and Naylor and Eugenio Suarez hit free agency, all of a sudden you're starting back where you were in July, right? And Jorge Polanco as well. So you're kind of back, in that spot. And if you think about Randy Arozarena, he's only got a year left on his deal. So now you're thinking, wow, okay, this core just shrunk by almost half because of free agency. So that's why getting someone back pretty early in the process really helps plan the rest of the winter and give them a shot to execute. I think trades are going to be a big part of this offseason. But obviously you look at third base, first base is obviously near the top of that list. Whether it's Naylor or someone else, third base, they have to figure out something at third base, and I'm not sure if Suarez makes a whole lot of sense to bring back. I certainly wouldn't be comfortable giving him, 3 years or anything of that nature, but they need to find something this winter and not head into next year with multiple spots in that batting order where they're starting an unproven player. And that's something they've done quite a bit the last 3, 4, 5 years. Well, the last, 20 years, really. And, if you're telling me you have an opportunity to acquire a player and start a Cole Young at second base and your new player at third base, or you bring back Suarez for a year and you start him at third base, I think you're okay doing that. But what do you do at DH without Polanco, around? Is that Canzone and you're running with Robles in right field? Not feeling as confident about that situation as it looked this year. But if you go out and you add your DH, or you add your second baseman, or you add your third baseman, and you don't add to those other two spots to fill the holes created by free agency, including bringing those players back that were here a year ago, now you're in a hole, and now you're down in that fringy range again, where the club looks like an 85-win team, and they have an opportunity to just put that sort of roster building and position and status completely behind them. And, that's why I keep talking about getting something done early, because it just gives you so many more opportunities to go out and say, okay, we have our first baseman, or we have our third baseman, or we know exactly who the second baseman is going to be. We now got a proven guy to do that. Whatever that might be, to focus on like 2 other spots in that lineup. Yes, they need some relief help. They need to go out and get probably a really good middle guy and another back end, arm to help out Munoz and Spire and Brash back there. But if they don't fix this lineup they're right back where they've been the last couple of years, where Julio and Cal and Arozarena's, due back, and Crawford's, fairly steady, but they just need more impact. And when those guys hit free agency, those 3 players, they just look like a pretty bad offensive club right now. They look like a 5 hitter deep lineup when, they spent the majority of the second half of 2025 finally looking like a complete lineup. And we saw the difference that makes, having essentially 9 hitters in the lineup that can do some damage.
Who's a young guy in the minors right now that you're excited to see and you feel like is going to be a contributor next year? Maybe it's a guy that we've already seen.
Yeah, I think Cade Anderson needs like 5 minutes in the minors, so that's a pretty easy one. I mean, legitimately, if the scheduling and workload weren't really as big of a thing, and from college to pro ball as it is, Cade Anderson could have helped the Mariners in October. Like, there's zero question about it. So I'm not sure how much time, Seattle's going to, keep him down in the minors. But a little more fun one for me is Colt Emerson. Had such a good year last year. Started off a little bit slow. Just a young kid, 20 years old, can play shortstop, could play second for you if you needed him to, and could play third for you if you needed him to. He moved really quickly and obviously ended the year in Tacoma and did some things there. I think he starts the year in the minors again. But, his performance and how he handles certain things, is going to dictate how quickly he gets to the big leagues. And I wouldn't rule out something in June or so, getting him to the big leagues. But if you're the Mariners, you really can't go into this season leaning on, a Colt Emerson to start the season for you, at third base or shortstop or second base, whatever it is. You have to let him force the issue. He's too young. It's too big of a risk. And you're a team that should head into the regular season as one of the 5 or 6 World Series favorites. If that doesn't happen, something went wrong this offseason.
Is there, leaning into that conversation, I've been wondering whether they do that. Like, do they just roll with Ben Williamson at third and roll with Young at second and roll with a couple really young guys as regular starters? Are you anticipating they will do that, or are you more confident that they add veteran help and then kind of leave a runway for those guys?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that. I think it's acceptable, and they're probably thinking something along these lines too. If we do that at one spot, let's say they bring back Josh Naylor or something, close to that. And then maybe they're deciding, okay, do we feel a little bit better about Ben Williamson at third, or do we feel a little bit better about Cole Young at second? Not both. Go out and get a proven guy for that other spot. Then go find somebody who can play, DH for you. Maybe he's an outfielder and a DH, and you run with 2 or 3 DHs. They did a really good job this year handling Jorge Polanco and him getting DH time and Cal getting DH time and mixing in Garver and Canzone and Rayleigh, especially earlier in the year, and kind of mixing that up. And then Robles went down and some things had to change. But I think they did a really good job with that. And I think that's the kind of a situation they want at DH. So it kind of really comes down to, can we find, 2 veteran guys to fill those 3 spots? And then we could go with a younger player at that other spot and be okay, because you can address things during the season. I just think if you start the year and your lineup is missing, 2 key guys and you're going with unproven players, you're just asking to struggle offensively. You're asking for inconsistency. You're asking to lose a lot of games, 4-2, 3-2, 3-1. And I think Mariners fans here have seen that enough. And I think the front office has seen that enough. They don't want to go back there. So I think their opportunity with what's available, with the payroll, which isn't necessarily going to be about free agency as much, but it gives them so much more flexibility to make trades, to go get that guy who maybe is already making some money. Maybe he's already making $15 million, and they swipe a couple of minor leaguers for him and keep him in the lineup for a year or 2. There's a lot of names out there that make tons of sense that fans aren't necessarily going to be excited about. A name that's come up before in the past is Alec Bohm in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is probably going to move on there. They tried to last year, and he's a very steady player. And if you added him to the lineup and re-signed Josh Naylor, you still have a lot of money left over and a lot of prospects left over to go out and add another impact player or two to the roster, including another hitter, and still have money left to go do other things. And so you'd even be able to play in that kind of a scenario at the top of the reliever market in free agency, if that's what you wanted to do. We don't really know exactly where the payroll is going to be, but we have a pretty decent idea because they told us. And there's room. There's room to make moves and make deals without – this is the point I keep making.
Yeah.
Don't have to go out and create space this winter. Don't have to go out and trade Luis Castillo's $24 million. Don't have to go out and move Randy Rosarena's projected ARB salary of around 17, 18. They don't have to go do any of that. They could just keep those guys as is and then go use the payroll they have available and still end up as good or better team than they ended 2025. And that has to be the goal if you're that front office right now.
How different will and should this bullpen look next year?
A little bit. I think generally there's turnover in bullpens pretty much every year. I think the guys at the back end, we always talk about how relief pitching is volatile, but with the Matt Brashes and the Andres Munoz, even Gabe Spire from a performance standpoint, those guys are fairly predictable from year to year. Everybody else, pretty unpredictable. I'm not sure if Pizzardo belongs in that conversation yet, so we'll throw him in the other bucket. Yeah, I think they need to go out and add a guy that's Matt Brash-like in terms of performance and reliability, whether that's just a one-year guy or they go get a younger guy that can handle that spot for 2, 3, 4 years, and then go out and get some more middle guys that are reliable. I think they were really starting to get out of Trent Thornton what they expected to get out of him right before he got hurt. But I don't think you can enter the offseason thinking, all right, well, Thornton's just going to be Thornton. Because, again, he's among that volatile bunch where you just don't really know what you're going to get from year to year. I think there are 2 arms missing in that bullpen, and I think they're both external. I think they're acquisitions. They're free agent signings or trade acquisitions. So I look for a lot of deals being talked about this winter where Seattle adds a bat and a reliever, or they go out and get that first baseman or that reliever or that third baseman and get a reliever. We haven't seen this team really spend money on that bullpen. So I'm really curious in this position because they haven't been in this position before where winning the World Series is literally right there in front of them. Will they actually spend in free agency on a reliever? Because there's some pretty good ones out there. Ryan Helsley, formerly of the Cardinals, that's been a guy I've had my eye on for a couple of years. He was traded at the deadline. He's a free agent, but it's $10+ million to go get him. Are they going to be interested in doing something like that? I'm really curious to see how they handle that. But they're a couple of arms away in that bullpen. I think just about everybody else is going to be a part of it that was this year, depending on, whether they're healthy or not. I think the wild card here is can Santos be healthy and bring them good middle relief at the very least? He had a really good year with Chicago before they traded for him, and he hasn't given them anything in 2 years.
If you want to hear more from Jason Churchill on the Mariners payroll, what's available, what's possible, go listen to the latest episode of Baseball Things. Also follow him at Prospect Insider. He is Jason Churchill. Thanks, Jason.
Church.
You got it anytime.
See ya. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, the Broncos beat the Raiders 10-7 last night in one of the worst schemes of football since the invention of the forward pass. What's the real headline?
This is the worst Thursday night game we've seen since Seahawks-Bears, also quarterbacked by Geno Smith. I don't mean that as a knock on Geno Smith per se, though he's having a bad season, and more about what are the odds of 2 of the worst Thursday night games being the same guy. Bummer draw for him.
Average of 5.5 and 5.4. If we're talking about running the ball, that's great. Those are the average passes between Geno and Bo Nix on that night. Both threw 2 interceptions. Geno threw 1. Geno was sacked 6 times in this game. Oof. And Genty rushed for 1 touchdown and 60 yards. Genty having an okay season. Not bad. 547 yards, 4 touchdowns. It's not horrible.
Yeah.
But I think people just expected a lot more from him.
There's every single time, I don't watch a ton of Raiders games, but when I am watching, so prime time or last night's game, Every single time he rips off a big run or some kind of gain like he did last night, I think this is it. It's finally going to happen. He's finally going to have this breakout game. Here it comes. That offensive line is just not good.
You know who the leading receiver in this game was? Tyler Lockett.
There we go,
5
Tyler.
catches, 44 yards.
Bad
Let's
game.
get it.
Bad game.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, unbelievably, Jaden Daniels is not expected to land on IR after he dislocated his elbow against the Seahawks. What's the real headline?
This is great news for the Commanders' quest to finish with 6 wins.
Yeah, it's not looking good for these guys. But that's just youth right there. You know, some of my favorite videos on the internet are kids falling and like menacing balls being thrown at them, getting hit in the head, and they're falling all weird, and they just get back up like nothing happened. That is what I see in Jaden Daniels. I don't know how nothing is torn, ripped. He's very fortunate. He's non-throwing arm, so he should be back. At the end of the year, they have to find out exactly what is needed with this team. They've had horrible luck this year when it comes to injuries. You lose Austin Eckler early in the season to an Achilles injury. That messed up your run game a bit. It's a sophomore slump when it comes to the Commanders, unfortunately.
Headline rewrites.
Headline 3, the 6-2 Rams take on the 6-3 49ers on Sunday in the other big NFC West showdown. What's the real headline?
And Seahawks fans are finding themselves in unfamiliar territory here, rooting for the 49ers. Now, there are 2 ways you can look at it. Either you root for the 49ers, 6-3, they have one more loss than you, to beat the Rams, give them an extra loss. Or you root for the Rams to completely take the 49ers out, give them another loss here, and then you can get a tiebreaker over the Rams by beating them twice, if that's the feeling that you have.
Or there's a tie and everybody wins.
Oh, I don't think there's going to be a tie, but you can be rooting for a tie, too.
Hey, you know, how many ties are there a year in the league? Like 1?
Has to be 1,
Yeah,
no more than 2.
Not much more.
Already had 1 this year, but
Well, this year is
they're
going to
the
be
worst.
different. 2025, who
You
dis?
think it's 2?
2 ties. Nah,
2
it's not gonna
ties?
go down. If the Niners win this game, I'm going to be obviously happy, I guess, because it helps the Hawks out. But just how? If the Niners win this game, they're the best coached team in the league right now, because they should not win this ball game with all the injuries that they have. But you never know, man. Divisional opponents, these coaches know each other well. Lots of film out there. They're going to prep their you-know-what's off. But Mac Jones is going to have a day, and his defense is going to have a day.
Is there an outcome that's better? The 49ers winning or the Rams winning? I automatically go to, well, obviously 49ers winning, because I'm more confident that the 49ers will fall out of this. Earlier we were talking about frauds. I'm not saying the 49ers are a fraud, but both you and I said during the break after that, you know what, we probably could have listed the 49ers having some injury regression here. So better for the 49ers to win tonight, or excuse me, Sunday?
Yeah, it is. Mo better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone said, who's throwing medicine balls at kids' heads?
I meant exercise balls.
Are the medicine balls the heavy ones?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
no.
going to kill a kid with that one.
No, but there are some of those funny accounts. Kids getting hurt is a really funny account, because they aren't literally getting hurt, like seriously hurt. It'll be like kids running and falling on their face on a couch.
Yeah.
And it's funny. It's innocent.
Yeah.
but
I don't want to see broken limbs or nothing like
something
that.
about kids getting hurt is funny, though. And my theory is that it's because not only do they look like they're drunk running around, but their heads are so much bigger than their bodies. So it's objectively funny.
Yeah.
You know, they're walking around like little bobbleheads.
They're Bambis out there.
Running into things, looking like they had one too many.
Zero awareness.
It's just absolutely none. All right. It's a Football Friday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. The Rams just signed an amazing player. That's next.
On a 3-game win streak.
Got a man out there, the ball is caught.
Coming off a dominant win with the entire country watching.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
The Seahawks are back in front of the 12s, out to show the hype is real and looking to feast on some desert bird. Seahawks, Cardinals, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 1:05. Pregame at 10 a.m.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
When I was playing ball, November was always such a pivotal time, because that's when you truly see whether your team is a contender or a pretender. Many teams enter the month with a chance to win a championship, and what they do these next 4 weeks makes all the difference. Michael Bump is here, and even though my playing days are over, November can still mean big winnings at Silver Reef Casino. All you have to do is claim your free entry at any promo kiosk. Every Saturday in November at Silver Reef, 2 winners are drawn every hour starting at 6 p.m. to score huge prizes.
someone's going to win a Hawaiian vacation, an awesome outdoor grill, or $10,000 cash. Here's what you have to do this weekend. Book a stay at Silver Reef Casino Hotel, watch college football games, and on Saturday, stick around to see if you walk away with a big-time prize or cash money. Entry is free. More information at silverreefcasino.com/promotions. Book your stay at Silver Reef Casino Hotel. Drive up I-5, exit 260.
Stacy Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit prosculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men. It's prosculpt.com.
Black Friday is coming, and that's the smart time to shop for a top-rated TV from Samsung, LG, or Sony. But why wait? You can get those Black Friday TV deals right now at Video Only, and then enjoy Thanksgiving with your new TV. Still want to wait? Then how about better than Black Friday deals? The top-rated TVs at stupid low prices. Check out Video Only now before the rush, or you'll be sorry.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III! Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
It's always such a pleasure for me to catch up with you, Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. And as I understand it, calendar year is wrapping up. There's never a better time to take care of your aches and pains. Why?
Well, it's always a great time to come see us here at IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. We'll take care of your aches and pains. We'll get you better. But particularly, Brock, at the end of the year, most people have met their deductibles. They may have HSA, may have FSA funds. So use the opportunity to use your insurance to treat those aches and pains so you're not taking them into the new year. So you're healthy, fit, and you're excited about the new year. That's what it's all about. Here at IRG, we are so dedicated to making sure our patients really understand the insurance because it's a complex world. So when you call us, we're going to help you navigate your insurance. But I will tell everybody listening right now, if you've met your deductible, get your aches and pains treated here at IRG. We'll take care of you. We'll take care of your insurance. We'll take care of your family. We'll take care of everybody.
Clinics up and down the Puget Sound for you to go visit or see them online at irgpt.com.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Taking a look around the NFL, how did Sauce Gardner end up on the Colts only months after signing an extension with the Jets? If you guys remember, that was a 4-year extension signed in, July, May?
Something like that.
I remember it was presumably going to keep him in New York for a while, but it didn't. He told the media on Thursday that he never asked for a trade.
No, I've never asked for a trade. I don't think that's something that I will ever do, because it's a blessing to just be able to play on Sundays, at the end of the day. So, that's what make it even much more beautiful, going through those tough times, those rough times and things like that. And then, things could change in a matter of a night. So, I enjoyed my time in New York. Just want to give a shout out to, the guys that were there that drafted me, and the guys that was there, obviously, when I got my extension and everything like that, and my teammates who I went through so much with.
Now, maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but I, for one, kind of believed it on its face. I didn't assume that Sauce Gardner demanded a trade.
No, he's never been an issue. He's never been a guy who's out in the public complaining about their team or teammates. He's just kind of shown up and done his job quietly, which I appreciate that about Sauce. And no, it sounds genuine, but I also think that he might be looking and saying, all right, it's sad that I'm leaving here, but I'm going to a 7-2 team. We play indoors, and I might be okay in that division.
Mm-hmm. I mentioned in our tease that the Rams signed an amazing player, but maybe not for the reason you think. The Rams have named the thicker kicker. His name is Harrison Mevis, their new starter. They're going to move away from Joshua Carty. Joshua Carty's been struggling, so instead it's going to be Harrison Mevis. He is 6 feet, 245 pounds.
That a kid?
I'm not one to root for a Rams roster move per se, but I'm very much a fan of this one. The thicker kicker is also a fantastic nickname.
There are things that I do in sports. If there is a girl playing against guys, I'm cheering for the girl. If there is a smaller kid playing against bigger kids,
underdog.
I'm rooting for the smaller kid. If there is a thicker kicker on the field, I'm rooting for him. Unless you're playing against a divisional opponent or the Seahawks, I'm rooting for you, man. You go ahead and kill all those stereotypes. All right, thicker kicker, I'm with it. What was the big quarterback's name? I think he passed away.
Jared
Played for
Lorenzen,
Kentucky.
R.I.P.
Yeah, I would root for him too, man. Whenever you look like you don't belong or people think you don't belong because of the way that you look, I'm rooting for you.
I am a little bit too, I'm not going to lie. And he looks thick. This isn't like an optical
thick.
illusion, like,
6'2".
he's not really like, he's out here.
Thick out there.
He's thick.
Double cheeked up.
On a Friday. The Broncos offense has been sputtering despite moving to 8-2 after last night's Thursday Night Football win over the Raiders. How is Sean Payton feeling about that side of the ball?
Sean, again, as you've said, your record says who you are.
Exactly right. But are you going to say but? No. What's your question?
Are you comfortable with the script of just kind of how these games continue to be won?
We're never comfortable as coaches, but there's no buts. So you're asking, am I comfortable as a coach? We're never satisfied. If my answer were to you, I'm comfortable, that'd be silly, right? So obviously we got to clean up the penalties. We got to clean up some of the execution, and that is an ongoing thing that probably never ends. There's, you search for that Shangri-La. Right now, we're a team sitting at 8 wins. I think we're the only team sitting there. So, and yet we're constantly looking internally. But it was a tough night offensively, obviously, and so we'll look at that tape and we'll learn from it. We always will.
I'll say this about the reporter. He's trying to tactfully ask, hey, you have 8 wins, but your offense is very middling. Like statistically, when you look at a couple different categories, whether it's total offense, like overall yards per game, they're middle of the road, 15th. How do you ask that? So he just settles for, you guys are 8 wins, but But Sean Payton.
I would have been
Snaps.
like, whoa, hey, whoa. Doing my job here.
I did laugh, though. I'm not going to lie. I laughed.
He was waiting for it. He knew it was coming.
He knew it was.
Because, you haven't been really impressive. And he has to ask that question. And good for that young man who seemed extremely nervous.
I would be nervous,
for asking
too.
that question because Sean Payton is grumpy, man. He's a grumpy old man.
Let me tell you what. Nothing is more uncomfortable. You think it's easy. That's why I'm not a reporter. Nothing is more uncomfortable than asking questions you have to ask because you need a quote or you need to write about it, but you already know that the person you're asking not only doesn't want to answer or may not have an answer, but is going to take it personally.
I think my hardest interviews I used to do the Pete Carroll show with Danny O'Neill back in the day. And the hardest thing is asking a coach about the deficiencies of a team because you have to do it in a way that is respectful, but you have to ask the question like, all right, what was going on here? What did you see? That was tough, man. And that was like, 6 years ago maybe? That was like my introduction to this whole deal.
Dude. And people will always be like, well, why even ask? And it's like, well, because you're not a super fan. You're asking questions that everyone wants to know, right? People are going to be saying, the Broncos offense, eventually they're going to fall apart. Well, this person wants to be able to get on record, Sean Payton, saying, well, look, we're working on this. We want to incorporate this. It's just a natural part of the conversation.
It's part of the game.
But, I don't know how you asked that question. Sean Payton, harsh response, but objectively kind of funny.
Yeah.
I did laugh. Newest Philadelphia Eagle, Jalen Phillips, sounds elated to be with Philly instead of with the Dolphins.
Yeah, I thought I was excited day one. Talk to me now. Like, this is literally the greatest thing that's happened to me in my whole life, probably. But it's just awesome. The guys are awesome. Everybody's been super welcoming. I love the environment here. I love the vibe here. The city of Philly's, giving me a very warm welcome. I got about 20 times the amount of Instagram likes that I ever got on a post before from the Philly fans, so shout out to y'all. But yeah, it's been great so far, getting out there practicing. I love the weather here. I love the locker room. Everything's awesome.
Good for him. A great trade by the Eagles, but listen, the best thing that's happened to me in my life is crazy to say after getting traded.
My man is on cloud 9, and I'm happy for you, brother. You go ahead. When your mind is in a good place, your play has no choice but to just ascend, and you go to places you've never been before. So I'm happy for him. When I got picked up by the Hawks, my mind was in such a great place. When I went to the CFL, my mind was in such a bad place. So I feel you, dog. I'm happy for you, but simmer down just a little bit.
That's funny.
Because I'm sure you got maybe a girl or parents or something's happened to you in your life that
they're like, excuse you.
I'm like, what do you mean?
Miami teammates that are like, hey, I'm still here.
That don't matter.
How bad is it in Miami?
It's horrible.
How bad is it for him to say, I'm so happy to be here. This is the best thing that's happened in my life.
Thank
God you guys acquired me.
You want to leave South Beach?
I wouldn't want to live in South Beach.
Man.
In November?
In November.
Probably better than Philly in November.
In November,
he said he likes the weather here in Philly.
He doesn't care about the weather, but he is elated to be out of that Dolphins, I almost said clubhouse, locker room.
Yeah, it's all bad over there.
I'm just curious. I would love to be a fly on the wall to know.
It's 85 degrees today in Miami.
It's fine. I would not want to live in Miami year-round. I would rather live in Seattle year-round than live in Miami year-round. And Miami, can I say something? Is this a safe space? Miami feels like a place where there'd be a lot of really good-looking people, and I don't like that. I don't like that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's too much pressure. I want to go to the grocery store looking like an insane person and not stand out.
There's more.
It's Florida. There are a lot of insane people in Florida.
Okay, you make a good point. But in South Beach or Miami?
You don't have to live in South Beach. You don't have to live there.
I want to live in a place where everyone at the grocery store is in sweatpants. I want that to be a standard.
Well, it's 85 degrees. Everyone ain't going to be in sweatpants all the time.
Okay, then in jean shorts.
Fort Lauderdale. There's a place out there for you. Coral Creek.
I feel like this is maybe not the best. You know what, Stacy? You would fit in Fort Lauderdale. I promise you.
Fort Lauderdale is low key. I stayed there.
That's what I want. I just want a casual, everyone's welcome here. Yeah. Come on in. I don't want it to be like a bunch of crazy looking. I don't want to be on a reality TV show.
Low key, if you were in Florida, you might change a bit. It's in you.
I come back a different person.
You come back Real Housewives of something.
I did get really jealous earlier, like a little out-of-pocket jealous when you talked about being homecoming king 4 times. So I know that part of me is inside. The 49ers are very banged up, so why didn't they make a move at the trade deadline? A fair question from a lot of their fans. Kyle Shanahan answered that question.
Yeah, I don't think it has to do with how we view this year's team. I think
we worked just as hard this year to make a trade that made sense for our team this year and next year, just as hard as we do every year. I mean, there's a lot of teams with records like 6-3 or better that didn't make any big trade. They're not just because you make a big trade doesn't mean it's always a smart move. There's a lot of risk that goes into it, not just for this year, but throughout your whole future. I was excited we were able to make it one that we felt real good about last week and getting Keon. I know we looked into a ton of them, but the asking price was too much on all the ones.
Asking price too much.
You said I'm going to coach my guys up, man. That's what I do. I'm going to coach them up.
Thank you, 360. As a PNW, as a Pacific Northwest 6, I totally agree with Stacy.
Have y'all ever been to Florida?
No, but I mean,
knock it till you try it.
Well, this person is saying more bluntly what I'm trying to tactfully say, which is I don't want to be the ugliest person in every room I go to in Florida.
Don't let it. There's ugly people who think they're pretty down there too. It's not just dimes walking around
I don't want
there.
I don't want that.
Like
I don't want to
said,
walk
you don't have
around
to
looking like a little troll that just crawled out from under a bridge.
Stacy,
Listen.
you got it in you. Trust me.
Well, I'll never know until I try. I'm going to be like Feifel Goes West over here, just heading out to Florida. Coming up at 1, NFL insider James Palmer tells us whether or not the Seahawks are Super Bowl contenders.
That was a dominant victory yesterday.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal.
Brock and Salk.
About as good a masterpiece on national television as you can ever watch.
Morning 6 to 10.
I have no more ceiling on what this team is capable of.
You play your game. You play your style. That game, that style, it travels. It's dominant. And I don't see somebody you can't play with when I watch the NFL this year.
Brock and Salk. Morning 6 to 10. Only on Seattle Sports.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months, or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
For the first time ever, enjoy 0% interest for 60 months with equal monthly payments, plus 15% off new windows and doors only from Lake Washington Windows. Voted the best in the Northwest for comfort, quality, and savings. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
The birth of the American supercar is roaring into LeMay, America's Car Museum, October 25th. Curated by racing legend Steve Saleen, this high-octane exhibition features icons like Hennessy, Shelby, Zinger, and more. Don't miss it. Visit americascarmuseum.org.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off. Because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
A blown left headlight is making Erica's drive to her son's soccer game darker and darker. So she goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Where a friendly AutoZoner finds her 2 new bulbs.
These lights have the most clarity.
And helps her get back on the road so she can brighten her drive and the cheering section.
All right, all right.
See clearer and drive safer with new lights. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
It's comedian Tom Segura at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center with an encore performance Saturday night, November 29th.
I want to be that type of old. It's an old where you get yelled at for saying you want to be helpful. Like when an old person's like, I'll take out the trash. Someone's like, are you out of your mind? Your spinal snap. Sit down.
Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Tom Segura's Come Together Tour, November 29th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older. Need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids will grow, new memes will come out, but also, what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, well, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. And for the next 5 years, all your devices will be working in perfect harmony. And you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, and no strings. So even though kids will grow up and you still won't understand 6, 7, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Week 10 storylines. A couple questions heading into these ones. So we're going to look outside of Seattle for all of these. We have an entire show, 4 hours dedicated to Seattle sports news, and we've covered a lot of the Seahawks game because, it's a massive one on Sunday, divisional opponent. But I want to look outside of Seattle, okay? And we're looking at what else is going on in the league, especially storylines that might affect Seattle. But I just, in general, have some questions. For instance, you said the Colts are one of your frauds. Your frauds to start the season. They are 7-2, coming off a loss, but 7-2. They have the highest point differential in the league. They're taking on a 3-5 Falcons team.
So good.
Our first storyline of the weekend. This one, it is an early one. It's a Berlin game. Are the Colts about to go on a skid? That was your projection for this team.
Yeah, I think they are. And the reason why I think that is because we just saw the true Indiana Jones. 3 interceptions. He fumbled a couple of times too?
He had 2, so he had
3
5
fumbles,
turnovers.
lost 2 of them things. I think that this is the part mentally. Now, I don't wish bad on anybody, right? But I think that for Daniel Dallas, this is where the mental game is either going to overcome or he's going to go back to who he was. And why are they asking him to throw the ball 50 times in this game? 50 times asking him to throw the football. So I put part of this loss on the offensive coordinator over there. You don't ask Daniel Jones to throw the ball 50 times. What you need to do is get him more involved in that run game. He only carried the ball 3 times. The most carries he's had this year in a game are 7. Open up the playbook and expand his game. That's how you get him back on track when it comes to this, because when you throw the ball 50 times, you complete 62, you have 3 interceptions, you have some fumbles, you got to get back in your groove. And how do you do that with a guy like Danny Dimes? He's not a guy that you just throw screens with. No, you let him run the ball. You let him get back into his groove. You let him influence the defense. If they don't do that, Danny Dimes is going to be Danny Dimes.
Don't you dare.
And I don't wish that. I don't wish bad on nobody.
I don't wish bad on Danny Dimes.
But, this is the NFL, and it's a performance-based business, and, he's got to bounce back.
I'm taking the Colts. Are you?
Nah, I told you what I got.
Okay. I'm skipping over a couple of these, obviously. Like, I don't know that the Bills and Dolphins are going to be a massive storyline in this one. We already know Mike Macdonald isn't going to get fired. We already know that players have been dealt, and the Dolphins are sellers. Nothing to take away, so I'm going to keep it moving. Ravens-Vikings is interesting. I think the storyline for the Ravens in week 10, 11, 12, and beyond is going to be, okay, now are they going to look like a Super Bowl team? Lamar's back. Looked great in his return. The Vikings have a separate storyline where J.J. McCarthy. Did you hear about his alter ego, by the way?
No.
Did you guys hear this?
Who is it?
J.J. McCarthy's alter ego is 9. And there's this viral video of him in the locker room after the game. I don't know if he's like breaking down the huddle or if he's getting a game ball or what's going on. It's like mid-conversation, but he looks intense. I don't fully buy it. I think it's because he's still got baby face. I can't buy an alter ego from you if you still have baby face. But he looked fine. And the Vikings got a big win.
You got that W.
This is an interesting one for me. What do you think?
I think that Lamar Jackson had to remind folks last year who the heck he is and what he means to this team. Before he got hurt, he was leading the league in QBR. He had, 10 touchdowns to 1 interception. He is the elite. It's him, Josh, and Pat Mahomes who are the elites. And I think that now that he is back, the Lamar Jackson Baltimore Ravens are going to go on a run. They're going to make the playoffs, and they're going to become contenders once again.
I have no storyline per se about Browns-Jets, though update would be that Garrett Wilson's back. Gets another receiver there. Adonai Mitchell acquired via trade, but
stick a fork in him.
Yeah, they're done. You had your eye on Patriots-Bucks. I know that we are getting to this in 4-down territory later, but this is a fascinating one. And the Patriots did not make our list of fraud watch teams. Drake May's been exceptional this year.
We didn't put them on the fraud watch, but we keep an eye on them.
Is it because they're so bad?
Because of their schedule. We're talking about the Patriots.
Oh, they do. Yeah, Patriots. Yeah,
we're watching them. I mean, they're not on fraud watch.
Yeah.
But we're keeping an eye on them.
Okay, that's fair. Are the Panthers good? That's my storyline of week 10. Are the Panthers good? I know they're going to play a 1-8 Saints team, so if they get a win and improve to 6-4, all people are going to say is, well, they played the Saints. But I'm sorry, the Panthers, if they get a win, are 6-4. That feels like a storyline.
If they win this game, they're good. I don't care who they play. If they win this game, they're good.
There's a certain point.
This is one of those games where, all right, you have to meet the expectations. The expectations are you're the better team. You got to win this ball game. They just got rid of Rashid Shaheed. He's not there anymore. All right, win this ball game. If they win this ball game, they are a good NFL team.
I'm telling you.
Not a great, but a good.
You could put them on your fraud watch if they were a 6-win team. You can go, I don't know. But, and their wins are against
nobody.
Falcons, Cowboys defense, the Jets, and then the Packers. Packers was good.
They lost Tucker in that game, didn't they?
Yes, and the thing about the Packers is that they play pretty conservatively as an offense, and I feel like, and this has been the critique against LaFleur, who is a fantastic play caller and a fantastic head coach, but I feel like the critique people have had is you play pretty conservatively for a team that has great weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Packers offense, the Packers as a team is great. The defense is great. The Packers as an offense haven't been super electric of late.
No, they haven't. I think we were talking about this. Matthew Golden, where's he been? He's supposed to be the deep threat. He's supposed to help out Dobbs over there as well. That was a knock on these guys last year, was that the receiving core had a bunch of potential, but they weren't really meeting it. A bunch of drop footballs. If they were to tighten up at the receiver spot, we felt good about it. So now when you lose your best receiving option as your tight end, it's looking tough over there. Jordan Love has to carry the team. He has to play like the guy who's getting paid $50 million a year.
Commanders, Lions are going to dog walk
Smack 'em.
Yeah, I think that one's a donezo. And then Steelers Chargers facing off in prime time. Oh my God, I did not get to your Monday night game when we were talking about it earlier. Anything to say about Steelers Chargers before I keep it moving?
No, DK seems to be happy.
Obvious storyline from Week 10 is going to be the last game that you guys watch, Monday Night Football. 6-2 Eagles, the 5-2-1 Packers.
This is a big game for both. Eagles should be favored to win this game. Let me check, see what Vegas is talking about. Yeah, they are favored to win this thing. Barely, not by much. They are 2-point favorites, 2.5 points. Listen, Green Bay needs this game to reestablish themselves. Philly needs this game to get the lead to continue to believe in what they're doing and for themselves, right? They need to continue to get the run game going and somehow find a way to get AJ the football so he doesn't throw a fit. And I'm going to say it once again, we're not talking about Jalen Hurts. 15 passing touchdowns, 1 interception, 5 rushing touchdowns. Why isn't he in MVP talks?
I don't know. Sticking with the NFL insider James Palmer joins us next.
On a 3-game win streak.
Got a man out there, the ball is caught.
Coming off a dominant win with the entire country watching.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
The Seahawks are back in front of the 12s, out to show the hype is real and looking to feast on some desert bird. Seahawks, Cardinals, Sunday at Lumen Field, kickoff at 1:05, pregame at 10 a.m.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
I know a lot of you guys are listening from your phones right now, so it's the perfect time to give a shout out to my friends over at AT&T. The other guys will make claims saying this and that about how great their network is, and I'm just here to set the record straight that AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. I don't know about you guys, but it just gives me so much peace of mind when I'm going to do the things I love, and I know my wireless networks got me. Like if I'm going to a concert or a basketball game or even something outdoorsy, knowing I'm going to have fast service and can share what I'm up to is a game changer. You want to know you can post what you want to post, call who you want to call. And with AT&T, it literally doesn't matter where you're going. I promise you, they're already there. Don't just take it from me. Actual tests prove AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. When you compare, there is no comparison. Based on RootMetrics' United States Root Score Report, 1H 2025 tested with best commercially available smartphones on 3 national mobile networks across all available network types. Your experiences may vary. RootMetrics rankings are not an endorsement of AT&T.
At Bible Law Group, we understand what it means to be local legal representation. From shopping at the Bon Marché, picking up gear at Chubby and Tubby, crying for Joey Cora, now for Cal, grabbing a burger while JP Patches clowns by. We live here and fight for you. That's why Bible Law gives local representation to those facing legal problems too big for prayers, even if you can't pronounce Squim or Puyallup. Our legal team has secured more than $40 million in settlements for our clients. We're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in Seattle. And our more than 95 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Do you need glasses or contacts and you're now at the age where you also need readers? K2 Vision RLE is the permanent solution to eliminate the need for all those. Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. Andy, for those nearing age 50 or so, refractive lens exchange can be a great alternative to LASIK.
That's right, Joe. K2 Vision RLE is a terrific permanent solution for a lifetime of great vision. The older we get, we experience the dysfunction of our natural lens, which affects both distance vision and requires the use of reading glasses. Plus, after K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
And like LASIK, K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless. The question is, which procedure is right for you?
After replacing more than 100,000 failing lenses, we have the experience to tell you if it's your right time for RLE.
Schedule your free Zoom consultation with us about K2 Vision RLE to get your eyes seeing young again, permanently.
Go to K2VisionRLE.com, K2VisionRLE.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877-CARS for kids. K-A-R-S Cars for kids. 1-877-CARS for kids. Donate your
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7, so you never miss a customer, lead, or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Good news for the Commanders. ESPN's Adam Schefter reporting this morning quarterback Jaden Daniels will not be placed on IR after suffering a dislocated elbow Sunday against the Seahawks. The team will instead reevaluate his injury after their Week 12 bye. Speaking of injuries, some names to watch on this week's practice report for Seattle. Wide receiver Torrey Horton and tight end A.J. Barner both landed on it. Horton as a non-participant yesterday, A.J. Barner limited.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. He's co-host of The Athletic Scoop City and NFL insider for Bleacher Report. It's James Palmer joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. James, how's it going?
It's good to be back with you guys. How you doing?
We are happy to have you. It's so fun to talk about this team right now, too. In fact, I'm going to start by asking you whether in any way your perception of this team, your confidence in this Seahawks team changed after Sunday Night Football, or if you were pretty confident about them before then.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. I mean, I don't know how you couldn't be. I think it's the best offense in football right now, and I think they got better. I'm a person that, you know, I don't know if growing up in Philly made me feel this way, but like John Schneider and Howard Roseman think very similarly. Like if you're dominating the trenches and that's important to you, you usually have a very good chance to win football games. I think their interior, their D-line is really good. I think the offensive line has played well. I was curious if maybe they go get some guard help at the deadline, but they're still fine. I mean, to be buyers when that deadline comes around, when you really don't have holes, to me shows where they're at. You know, a lot of teams like to go and try to, I don't know, fix a hole, Band-Aid something. They almost made a strength stronger, and you don't see that a lot during the deadline, and I really, really like that approach, to be honest with you.
James, I've been called a hater by some of our listeners because
oh, no.
I'm not ready to crown the Seahawks the best team in the division or the NFC. I said, look, you got to get by the Cardinals, and then you got to beat the Rams. Where do you think they stand as far as the division and the conference?
Yeah, this division's wild, right? I mean, I honestly think at 37, finally, maybe we're seeing Matthew Stafford get his due. Like, I'm not sure why he hasn't. He's probably a Hall of Famer. I think he was overshadowed by the group that he was playing with when he was younger, and that's Brady, and that's Manning, and that's Rivers, and it's all those guys, and Breeze, when he was still playing great in Detroit, but just not winning football games. And now he seems like he was kind of overshadowed by this group of just, you know, athletes that can do stuff with their legs, which has still never been anything Matthew's been great at, which is, you know, Mahomes and Allen and Lamar and everybody. but like he has a very realistic shot of winning MVP this year. And I think the Rams are a really good football team. You saw them go out and get a corner, which is something that they don't really value. I don't want to say they don't value corners, but they value their defensive front and what they can do in terms of the pass rush and how they get after you. And then they don't think they have to spend as much capital and equity on their back end. It's going out and making that better at the deadline, I think, makes them even more improved. I'm fascinated by the way that they play offensive football with the way the 3 wide has worked and the quick development of Devontae Adams and Stafford. So like that's a really scary team. And the Niners, like, you can't sleep on, just even though they've been so banged up, they're still winning football games. Mac Jones is playing outstanding. Like, the division is tough. It really is. And this is a different Cardinals team with Jacoby Brissett. It's a more efficient offense. It's a better run offense, to be completely frank. And so I do think they're in it. I think this is the type of year, and I was saying this to somebody in the league last night where, we were having this discussion. If you run the football well and you play good defense, like, even if you play ugly offense, you maybe have a chance this year. It's just kind of a different year in the league. Seattle has the offense with it too, but I think anybody who runs the ball, and even if Seattle isn't consistently running it well, they stick with it and they at least run the football. And I think that's really valuable. But you still have Philly, you still have, Detroit, you still have some teams for sure in the NFC that do the same things I'm describing. But I don't know if there's an offense that's on a heater right now, like the way Seattle is, and it might have just got better, like I said earlier.
Speaking of guys maybe not getting their full due, one of those guys I think might be Clint Kubiak. I mean, he had 2 great first weeks with the Saints last year, and then that offense just got banged up, lost their starting center, all kinds of things. But I think when he came here, people thought, well, great, he's got NFL experience. That's a plus over Ryan Grubb, but what's this really going to look like? And here we are, 8 weeks into the season, looking at the most explosive passing offense in football. I think that JSN's getting a lot of that credit fairly, and even Sam Darnold's getting a lot of that credit fairly. I don't hear a lot of people talking about Clint Kubiak, who has a ton of autonomy over this offense. It's his staff. What do you see from him?
Oh, it's been outstanding. It really has. And you know what? I appreciate you asking the question, because if you go back and look at where Clint's been, it's like it has worked everywhere. When he was in Minnesota running that offense, they were outstanding. When, before they were littered with injuries, you're right, in New Orleans, when he was with Denver, like, he didn't get the fair shake that they wanted him to do late in the season after the Nathaniel Hackett debacle that they had. But, like, every place he's been and everybody I've talked to that has been on his staffs, whether they're his equal or even above him, are like, you know where this guy came from, right? Like, everybody gives Mike Shanahan credit. I mean, his dad is more or less the architect as well of what this offense is, and now he's put his own spin on it. I actually saw Gary at the Demaryius Thomas Ring of Honor ceremony in Denver a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about Clint a little bit. And so it's kind of cool for a dad to go see, his son put a spin on what he's kind of created. But the jumbo packages, the tight ends, the 2-man routes that they're running, and the high-low concepts that he's scheming up, it seems like it really does when you ask people around the league. This is a better fit for Sam than last year. And, you thought, obviously, that was a really successful marriage between him and KOC. This seems more comfortable for Sam Darnold now than he was even last year when he won a ton of games. And so I think Clint deserves a lot of credit. There's some people kind of curious, like, okay, what is his future? Does he have head coaching potential? I'm not sure right now. It's early. But in terms of an offensive mind and an offensive scheme, I think he really, really has a great connection with what he wants to call and what his personnel can do. And I think you're seeing JSN, obviously, is a big part of it. The doubles he's getting, the safeties that are shading over to him and letting some other guys run free. Part of that scheme, too. Like, let's not forget, like, part of that is, okay, if we put him here, tight end's going to run down the seam and Sam's going to have an easy throw. I mean, of course, JSN draws some of the coverage, but the scheme is a big part of it, and that's all Clint.
There's a lot of young talent over here. We've seen Imawari for the last couple weeks go out there and do his thing. Zabel holding it down on the line. You got a Horton, you got a Arroyo. How do you feel John Schneider's approach is panning out when it comes to these young guys, and what do you think the future is with this team?
Man, the youth movement's been great. I've always liked John as a GM. I've always thought he was really smart at knowing when to turn the page, knowing when to go, you know what, I think it's time to cut bait here and acquire some draft picks, and then strike in terms of how we are as a personnel department and evaluating that talent. I mean, they did it with when they moved on from Russ, and they thought it was the right time. I mean, some people scratch their heads about it. Some people are curious. Is it too soon? Like, do you look like a smarter GM than what's happened with Russell Wilson since Seattle ended up parting ways with him and getting the capital that they got back? And then, when you just pick, like you mentioned, like the draft picks that they've selected, look at the positions that they've picked and where they picked them in the drafts. Like, it's a really good formula in the way that they evaluate. And so I think you are operating also with a quarterback that's costing you less than Geno, who's playing better. I think you've put all of this together really, really well. And so when you're going to have to eventually pay JSN, you're going to have to eventually maybe even pay Sam even more. Like, you still have those guys on rookie contracts that are not only contributing, they're playing at a really, really high level. And I remember talking to people around the league before the season started. It was like, Seattle might be dangerous. All they need is like a few of these young guys that we think are pretty good to play like really good. And that was what everybody was waiting to see if it happened. And then they knew Seattle would be really good. That's happened. It really has. And so I think the world of him as a GM, honestly. And I think he's always smart in terms of moving forward very quickly when he knows to cut bait, and he's capitalized off of the capital he's gotten from that.
I wanted to take a step outside of Seattle for a minute, James. We'll get back to it. But just a lot of NFL news this week, obviously, heading into a really fun Week 10. Now that we are at Week 10, we all can kind of get a feel for like, okay, this team is absolutely legit. They're a threat. And then here's a team that I still have questions about. I saw like a tweet about the Broncos facing a weak schedule, the Patriots. I think both are good teams. They have clearly good records, but I wanted to ask you if there is a team out there in either conference that you go, you know what? They might have a good record. They might be on a roll, but like, I don't know how I feel yet about them.
Yeah, those are two pretty good picks. I mean, we could stick with that. I think Indy is for real. I mean, everybody's kind of curious after the hiccup they had and the 5 turnovers this past weekend. But I still think what they have and the balance that they have between the run and the pass and, the move they made for Sauce is obviously something that I think makes Lou Anarumo even better. When Ward comes back, that defense I think is going to be really good. He's going to be back, my opinion, kind of back to playing the way we saw those early years where you were seeing Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes go, and Lou was kind of confusing Mahomes in the postseason a bunch with what he was doing defensively. I think he can get back to that with this move with Sauce. So I think Indy's for real. I think obviously New England is the beginning of this rebuild, and I think any success they've had has been super awesome. It's been great. The development of Drake has been far quicker than they thought it was going to be. I think they've done an unbelievable job of moving him along. I think anything they're doing right now, and I think they even know this, they're kind of playing with house money a little bit, right? I think Denver's the one that everybody's curious about. I mean, I think they really are. Last night I was at that game, and, they have 8 wins. Nobody else does. But I'm looking at it. They beat one team with a winning record. Like 7 of their 8 wins are teams with 2 games or more below 500. They beat a guy in his first start, fourth start, 2 backup quarterbacks, Justin Fields, It's a combined record of 21-47. Like, you can't play offensive football the way Denver's playing and be successful. Now, the defense is great, but I'll give you this because I kind of crunching the numbers this morning and looking through all the data. There hasn't been a quarterback playing as bad as Bo Nix and winning as many games as Bo Nix in like a decade. Like, seriously, he's in his 8 wins, he's completing 60% of his passes.
God.
He has an 80 quarterback rating. In the 8 wins, he has an 80 quarterback rating. He went into last night with a rating lower than Justin Fields. And so is that sustainable? I don't know.
How do you feel, or what do you think of the moves Jerry has made over there in Dallas? A lot of people saying it's a desperate move. Nothing's really going to change this year. They're not a playoff team. But what is he saying to his team with these moves?
Yeah, I honestly think there's people in that building that would have went, man, if we would have beat Denver and if we would have beat Arizona, this would be a great spot we're in. We have a great offense, one of the best in football. But where our record stands and our defense is literally on a historically bad pace. Is this enough? And I remember talking to Jerry in the tunnel with a group of reporters, and he was saying, I think I'm still going to make a move, but I don't know if one player is going to change that. Well, I guess he got 2 players, and maybe he thinks that's going to change it. But it is a bit of a head scratcher because what they essentially did with the Quinnen Williams move, and we'll focus on that, is they ended up losing a year of service from a first-team All-Pro type player, right? Half a year without Micah and or Quinnen before they acquire him. So you lose that half a year. They get about a year and a half older from said player because Quinnen's older than Micah. And they end up kind of giving that capital, a little bit of it, back to the Jets and end up missing out on a little bit of it. And what they did save, and this is where we're going to find out if the move is actually legit, is they did save like $60 million over the next 3 seasons, roughly, when you look at Micah's contract compared to what Quinnen has. And so what do they do with that $23, $24 million each year over the next couple of seasons really will determine, I think, if this move was kind of worth it. And obviously, I think Eberflus, it does fit. When he's had good defenses, it's usually been with good defensive tackles, not even great edge rushers, but more specifically on great tackles. And so I think with the extra cash, we'll see. I don't really understand what's happening. The Logan Wilson move actually isn't terrible. It really isn't. You didn't give up much. The guy's under contract for the next couple of years. He can help you in the middle of your defense. But there's issues in the secondary. There's drastic changes that need to happen on that side of the ball. And you aren't in playoff contention. And I'm not sure what your future is with George Pickens. He's actually playing better than they expected, which is actually a negative, in all honesty, because what are your chances of re-signing him now? Are you going to be able to give a top-tier contract to 2 wide receivers and your quarterback? Then that percentage of your cap is massive, and I don't see how you're able to do that. Maybe you should have tried to move him at the deadline, if you were going to plan forward. But I'm talking crazy because Jerry would never think that way. He's looking at the here and now, always. And so it's going to be interesting to see how they put this thing together because they're really not in playoff contention. It's a wasted season, essentially, for Dak at this point right now. It's very similar to Burrow from a year ago. And so, I think the money part that I brought up is really what we're going to see over the next few seasons. And if they hit that, maybe it was worth it. But right now, it's just I think you overpaid a little bit.
All right, last one here, and just a quick one, but James wanted to get kind of your snapshot of the NFC, a take that we all keep hearing is, hey, there's just more parity this year, and I think people are saying that because, well, there's no 7-8 win team in the NFC, but James, there are quite a few 6-win teams, still a lot of really good teams. Do you see it as like anyone's conference, or is there a team that's just above the rest?
There are contenders for certain, and I think 2 of them are in the West, and it's Seattle and LA. We'll see what San Fran can be, honestly, with the defensive injuries that they've had. But I think those 2. I think Detroit's there. I'm really focused on Philadelphia. I don't know, if you can have a better week of football without playing a football game than Philadelphia did, if that makes sense. Yeah. Because if you think about it, they're on a bye. They end up making the trade for Jalen Phillips, which they're geniuses because Howie always has extra third-round picks, and they're always lying around for him somehow. So he had 3. He gave up 1 for Jalen Phillips, who has already played for Vic Fangio. So the transition is going to be very simple to add to their pass rush, which was their major issue. Brandon Graham now is up to speed coming out of retirement and will come back and be a part of that pass rush. Nolan Smith, their star pass rusher from last year, who comes gets his practice window opened up this week. They get 2 more guys added to their secondary from depth through trades that they just said, and this is their philosophy, throw as many darts at the board as possible, and they did that with Alexander and Michael Carter. And then, oh, by the way, while we're on our bye, the Commanders, Cowboys, Giants, Packers, and Lions all lost. I don't know how you can do better without playing football. And so, the offense seemed to be clicking too the last 2 weeks a little bit in terms of the run and the pass. And so I think they had the ability to get back to what we saw the back end of last year. They really do. And they got a little bit healthier from some of the Knicks. That's the defending champs are the ones I had my eye on because all the talent is there. Yeah. And so they definitely got better as well. But Seattle got better. Detroit didn't get better. I'm worried about their depth like last year. So that's Philly's the one I really do have my eye on, and rightfully so. They deserve it.
Yeah, mailbox money for the Eagles for sure this week. Check out Scoop City wherever you get your podcast. By the way, you guys, the latest episode is all about the Seahawks with another one of our favorite voices. A lot of good stuff in there, you guys. Michael Sean Dugar.
You guys on there, yeah. Let's go.
He's great. He's fantastic. We love him. And I beat him in fantasy football. I don't mean to say that again. It's just I know he's listening, so just want to remind him.
I knew that before we sat down together yesterday.
You could have let him know. He is James Palmer, one of our favorites as well. Thank you, James. We appreciate it.
No problem.
Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, how did the Cowboys create explosive plays against the Cardinals?
So I went back and I looked at all their explosive plays. So the pass game, for me, that's any play over 15 yards. I threw a 12 and 14 yard in there as well. They had a plus 16, a plus 15, a plus 12, a plus 14, a plus 23, and a plus 33. And all of these were because the offense took what the defense was giving them. Soft corners, you got to come back to Pickens. Play action, you got a curl to CD Lamb. You got soft coverage, you got a stop route at 5 yards, turns into a 12-yard game, the yards after the catch. You got a route from the slot. You run it about 10 yards, you stop, bam, you get extra 4 yards. You got your tight end seam, play action, tight end running up the seam, and then a 33-yard scramble. The Dallas Cowboys didn't try to go over the top of the safeties. What they did were get routes to push the defense vertically, and you sit down in space, and you get that run after the catch. JSN, Rashid Shaheed, and if Horton is healthy, even Arroyo and A.J. Barner, all these guys have run after the catch ability. So, no, the Cowboys were patient with it. Eventually, you have to take a shot, but I like their approach, even though it didn't end up with a win for them.
Second down. What's another example of JSN's versatility?
Crazy stat I just found. He had 59 yards from out wide, 30 yards from the slot, and 40 yards from the backfield. I put that on our Make It Make Sense on Mondays. I did the video that I do for Seattle Sports, and I don't think people really realize he lined up in the backfield a couple of times and caught the football out the backfield, just showing his versatility. With all that being said, he has 271 yards after the catch. That's fourth amongst wide receivers. He can get money from anywhere. The backfield, the slot, outside, it does not matter when the ball's in his hands. He's doing a good job getting vertical, doing a better job taking care of the football, too. He's kind of covered it up. Was it the Bucks he had a fumble?
He's had a couple. He had one against San Francisco.
It was like 2 weeks in a row, right? He had a fumble.
Yeah.
So he's doing a better job at that ball security situation as well. But no, versatility is crazy with this one. The resume continues to grow. That portfolio continues to diversify. JSN, keep it rolling.
Third down. What would be your approach if you were the Arizona Cardinals?
If I were the Arizona Cardinals and I'm worried about this pass game, and you should be worried about this pass game, I would blitz Sam Darnold. I'd blitz him. And the Cardinals blitz around 22% of the time. That's like middle of the pack when it comes to blitzing. The Falcons, Vikings, Steelers, and Dolphins blitz the most, around 31 to 40%. The Cardinals around 22. And the reason why I would do that is because without blitzing, Sam Darnold is completing 74% of his passes. When you blitz him, he's completing 61% of his passes, and he has 3 interceptions. I'm not saying it's a weakness, but obviously it's something for this offensive line to try to sort out, the running back to try to sort out, and Sam Darnold to throw it into the right spot. Mm-hmm. So if I am the Arizona Cardinals, if there's a crucial moment in this game where it's a third down, you feel like momentum can change, we need to do something to change the identity of this game, I'm going to blitz Sam Darnold. And they do that. I wouldn't do it from depth, though. Buda Baker was really aggressive, or defensive coordinator Gannon made him pretty aggressive, and he was blitzing from like 10, 11 yards out. It's too easy for Sam to see that and for the offensive lineman to pick it up. You got to do it quick. It's got to be I'm walking down that safety, or I'm twisting with the defensive line and sending a linebacker in there. You got to make this offensive line communicate. I'm not advocating for the Cardinals to beat the Seahawks, but these are the type of conversations that these coaches are having. All right, how do we put pressure on Sam? How do we disrupt this pass game? Because we know that it's prolific. If I am the Arizona Cardinals, I'm going to blitz Sam Darnold in big moments.
Can I ask a question about blitzing when it comes to the Seahawks? And this is going to be ultimately about how creative you think Mike Macdonald's defense is. Yesterday, when we were talking with John Boyle, this was actually an off-air conversation. He said something really interesting where he was like, the thing about Seattle really not blitzing, but then getting a lot of pressure is that when they track those stats, it's just sending 4. But that could also be maybe you have a corner, right? Like your 4 doesn't have to mean just their 4 defensive linemen, or just their defensive front, rather,
right,
is being sent. So lost in some of that when you say, Seattle isn't blitzing, it makes it seem like, they're just it's simple. But there's still a lot of creativity that's left there. Is that what you see?
From the
Hawks. Like there's still some creativity.
There's times when they drop a lineman and send someone else. Yeah. So they're rushing 4, but essentially it's a blitz because it's not coming, or the pressure's not coming from someone on the defensive line. Yeah, they mix it up. They don't do that often, but they will do it. I've seen more corner blitzes the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I thought it was just an interesting wrinkle in that stat where I was like, you're right, John. I've never thought of that before. Fourth down. Let's step outside of Seattle for this one. Outside of the Seahawks Cardinals, what's your game of the week?
Obviously, we're going to be watching the Rams and the Niners, right? Divisional game, we're going to do that. But I've already mentioned it. I'm looking at New England versus Tampa Bay. I want to see if Drake May can win himself a big game. I want to see if Baker Mayfield can get himself back into the MVP talks. I mean, it's like we're not talking about the Bucs anymore, but they're 6-2. They're still first in the NFC South. They lost to the Rams. They beat up the Lions. They beat up on the Saints last week. But I think this is a defining game for both of these teams, because after that, the Bucs are taking on the Rams, the Cardinals, the Saints, the Falcons. The end of their season gets real soft after the Rams and the Bills. So no, this is a big one. I think Drake May has another opportunity to establish himself in this league. I think people are starting to take notice on what's going on over there. The Tampa Bay Bucs are favored to win this ball game, and if they were to get by this, after that, the Patriots have the Jets, the Bengals, the Giants, right? Well, I could see them being, 11-2 at some point, and then you got the Bills, the Ravens, and the Jets. So this is a big moment for both of these teams.
This is a good weekend in general. Week 8 was kind of a dud. Not a lot of great matchups, a lot of blowouts. Still the NFL. Like, everyone's happy to be here, right? So probably a lot of people felt about Thursday night. They were like, atrocious game, but it's kind of fun to have football on. That being said, in Week 10, there are some sneaky good matchups. Like, for instance, the Ravens, 3-5, taking on the Vikings. But, like, J.J. McCarthy getting a ton of attention after that one. The defense having a better day. Ravens have Lamar back. What version of the Vikings and Ravens are we going to see? Like, it may not be reflected there in their total win-loss column. You've mentioned Patriots-Bucs, which is another really good one. You got the Panthers taking on the 1-8 Saints. Panthers are 5-4. Do they improve to 6-4 with that win? Meanwhile, you have the Steelers and Chargers facing off. 5-3 Steelers against the 6-3 Chargers, but suddenly Joe Alt, is gone again. Do the Chargers see a little bit of regression there? He's massive for their team. And what does that mean for a Steelers team that is looking to build? That defense has been so up and down too. I don't know. There's a lot of really good matchups. There are a couple where it's like, okay, Lions Commanders is going to be a blowout. I don't know how great that one's going to be. But a lot of really good ones. Colts, can they bounce back after a loss? Taking on the Falcons, there's a great opportunity. I love this weekend. Let's see what's on tonight.
What's on tonight with Bump and Stacy, brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot. Now, here's what's on tonight.
Number 23, Washington travels to Madison to take on Wisconsin tomorrow, Saturday at 1:30 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. Coming up next, we're getting you ready for Sunday, Week 10, Seahawks Cardinals, with a game show between Curtis and Bump. Don't go anywhere.
On a 3-game win streak.
Got a man out there, the ball is caught.
Coming off a dominant win with the entire country watching.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
The Seahawks are back in front of the 12s, out to show the hype is real and looking to feast on some desert bird. Seahawks, Cardinals, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 1:05. Pregame at 10 a.m.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Start having fun. Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. The birth of the American supercar is roaring into LeMay, America's Car Museum, October 25th. Curated by racing legend Steve Saleen, this high-octane exhibition features icons like Hennessy, Shelby, Zinger, and more. Don't miss it. Visit americascarmuseum.org.
We are well into the rainy season, Seattle, but it's not too late to get your roof replaced. Schedule your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com and get $500 off your roofing project this winter. Our certified technicians build a custom plan for your home, ensuring a worry-free installation even in the winter months. Replace your roof now while material prices are low and lead times are short. Stop wasting your time on costly repairs and Band-Aid fixes. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate today and secure your $500 discount. 3Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
This year's ratings of the best TVs just got published, and Samsung, LG, and Sony scored the highest. Also, they warned about the poor performance of the bargain brands promoted at some stores. So where can you get the best deal on the top-rated TVs? At the club? Online? Nope. At Video Only. They've got their better than Black Friday deals on right now. Don't be sorry. Check out video only before you buy.
For the first time ever, enjoy 0% interest for 60 months with equal monthly payments, plus 15% off new windows and doors only from Lake Washington Windows. Voted the best in the Northwest for comfort, quality, and savings. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
Little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
The Bump and Stacy Show is powered in part each day by the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com.
Hey, Brock Ewart here. It's such a joy for me to be joined by Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, I've heard so much about traveling physical therapists. What's that mean to you and IRG?
That's a great question, Brock. Traveling physical therapy right now, I think, is a fad, and a lot of young therapists are doing it, but they're missing opportunities that we provide here at IRG. And those things we provide at IRG are really important, and that's being part of a team and treating patients, building relationships, engaging with our community. That is so important. The other thing is they're not getting paid time off. A crew are paid time off, and they do not get continuing education, professional growth, and that is so important as a young therapist to have access to professional growth. The other thing is we have an enhanced compensation program here at IRG that our physical therapists, our occupational therapists can increase their earnings by engagement, outcomes, and intervention. That's what we're all about. We're about building a great culture for young therapists and all clinicians to work here.
Openings across the whole company. Head over to irgpt.com/careers, irgpt.com/careers.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
You have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Cardinals, 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 Cardinals.
It's beautiful.
Is that what they really sound like?
It is.
Yeah.
Just
Beautiful
YouTube
creatures.
Cardinal
Yeah.
sound.
Pretty.
It is Cardinals, Cardinals, Cardinals. Curtis and Bump facing off in trivia-style questions here. You each get 5, and I have organized this by category. The series is 5, 3, and 1 for Bump, 3, 5, and 1 for Curtis. Can Curtis climb back into this race? Bump. This category is run it back, questions about the run game. The Seahawks defense, credit Seahawks PR for this one, hasn't allowed a 100-yard rusher in 17 consecutive games.
Dang.
That is the second longest active streak behind which team? It is multiple choice.
Thank you.
Broncos, Colts, Texans.
Broncos, Colts, and the Texans. I'm going with the Houston Texans.
Wrong.
I'm going to
The Colts. The Colts are the only team that has gone more than 7. I think they're at 18. More than 17 consecutive games without allowing a 100-yard rusher. Still, wildly impressive for Seattle.
Frauds.
17 games.
Maybe they're not frauds.
Maybe they're not.
Maybe
they're not. You didn't get a point. Curtis, let's see if you can. Speaking of the run game, who's the Cardinals' rushing yards leader this season?
Oh, I don't get it.
You don't.
Okay. It's not, what's it, DeMercado. He had that fumble earlier this year, but it's just like, what are you doing, bro?
Is that your answer?
No, I said it's not DeMercado. I'm going to say, I mean, James Conner's been banged up too. Kyler Murray's been banged up. Heck, I'll just go James Conner.
It's Kyler Murray.
Wow.
I thought if I gave you multiple choice, if I said, is it DeMercado or Kyler Murray, I thought you'd pick Kyler Murray because it's like, oh, it's like a tricky one. So I didn't do it, but.
He hasn't even played in like a month.
Well, that's also telling for this game. The Cardinals pass the ball way more than the Seahawks do. Their run game has not taken off, though. DeMercado did have a couple good plays this year.
Be on his way.
I'm telling you, he's got some good plays.
There's no way they can cut him after what they did to him.
Tied. Next category is Gotta Catch 'Em All. Questions about receivers. Bump. Former Cardinals great Larry Fitzgerald is second all-time in career receiving yards behind Jerry Rice, but neither holds the NFL record for receiving touchdowns in a single season.
In a season?
So who does? Do you want multiple choice?
Of course.
Is it T.O., Randy Moss, or Jamar Chase?
Young, it's the guy who played basketball with Jason Williams in high school.
Stacy doesn't know who that is.
It's Randy Moss.
It's Randy Moss.
White chocolate.
You know what season he did it in?
With the Patriots.
Yeah, with the Patriots.
21?
2007
Yeah,
season.
21?
23. Curtis, last Sunday, JSN became the 8th Seahawk to have back-to-back 1,000 receiving yard seasons, not including...
What'd you say?
1,000 receiving yard season.
What are you talking about?
I don't think he's got 1,000
Oh, just
yet.
kidding. Sorry. I messed that up.
He will
With
hopefully get
52
there.
yards.
There we
Sorry.
go.
With
Okay.
52 yards on Sunday, JSN can become... I had the second half of it. JSN can become the 8th Seahawk to have back-to-back 1,000 receiving yard seasons. There we go. Not including DK Metcalf, who was the last player to do it. Who are 3 other Seahawks in that group? Again, there are 8, including JSN if he gets 52 yards.
I'm going to say Steve Largent.
Yes, that's
number one. I'm going to say Tyler Lockett.
That's another.
Is another. And then I'm going to go in the Wayback Machine. I guess you could say Wayback with this guy. Is it Joey Galloway?
That's another.
Joey.
Other possible option. Doug Baldwin also had back-to-back
Yeah,
1,000
he was going to be
yards
my next one after Joey.
Yeah, Daryl Jackson, Brian Blades. Tied. Next category is age ain't nothing but a number. Questions about old people. Bump.
Just generic old people.
Credit to Calais Campbell. The Cardinals' defensive lineman is 39 years young and is second on this team in sacks this year with 5. He might be the oldest player on his own team, but 10 other players league-wide are older than him.
Whoa.
Name what?
Can you
7
name
of them?
2?
Aaron Rodgers.
That's the Aaron.
Okay. And Joey Flacco.
That is correct. Curtis, not for points. Do you want to try to get 1 or 2 more?
Mercedes Lewis.
Yes.
Ooh, late edition.
Is there a kicker? Probably.
A couple kickers.
Yeah.
Matt Prater's one of them.
Nick
Josh
Folk?
Johnson. Don't forget about Josh Johnson.
Wow.
Still one of them.
He's probably on
Nick
his 18th
Folk is
team.
another,
Yeah.
and then the rest are long snappers.
Josh Johnson is that old?
Yeah. Well,
He's
some
been
of them
doing
are
it.
like, so Calais
Josh
Campbell
Johnson-
turned 39 in September.
Josh Johnson sold that he was Jim Harbaugh's quarterback at the University of San Diego.
Wow.
Before Stanford.
Wow.
Curtis, your question. Who is the oldest and youngest quarterbacks to win a Super Bowl?
Oldest Tom Brady. Youngest, I believe, unfortunately, was Ben Roethlisberger.
Correct.
I feel like I always know his answers. Not mine.
Category. Next category. Game tied at 2. Could have been. Questions about things that almost were. Bump. The Cardinals have never won a Super Bowl. They've only played in one. They and the Seahawks actually share an enemy here because they both lost to which team?
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Curtis. Marvin Harrison
you know
Jr.
what
Oh, my God.
Everything I do.
I do
Marvin
it big.
Harrison Jr. is the Cardinals' leader in receiving yards this year. And like JSN, he's an Ohio State product. As one of the nation's top recruits out of high school, though, he got a ton of offers, including one from his dad's alma mater, though he didn't end up signing. It's just an almost coulda, woulda been. Which program did his dad famously play for?
The Syracuse Fighting Mike Lefkoes.
Correct.
Was he with McNabb or
Yeah,
before McNabb?
one
think so,
season
yeah.
crossover. Tied up still. Last one is Pick'em. Questions about draft picks. Bump. Cardinals rookie defensive end Walter Nolan, a first-round pick this year, made his NFL debut Monday against the Cowboys and finished with 1 sack and 2 tackles for loss. He went to both Texas A&M and Ole Miss. Which alma mater was ranked higher in this week's college football playoff poll?
Texas A&M.
That is true. The Aggies
Wow.
ranked 3rd. Rebels were 6th. Curtis.
I cover college football.
Tie it to send it to OT. Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray was drafted 1st overall in 2019, though he won't be playing this weekend. However, another 2019 top 10 pick will be starting at quarterback. Who is it?
Just anywhere in the NFL, another top 10 pick in 2019.
Yeah. So
starting
a
at quarterback.
2019 top 10 pick quarterback is starting this week. There are only 2 in the top 10, so it's not like a...
It's a tough one.
2019
It is a
top
tough
10
one. I thought
pick.
Curtis would
This is
like.
tough.
He likes some draft ones
Yeah,
once
but
in a
this-
while.
Is it... Yeah, this is not an easy one at all.
I know.
Oh, is it Daniel Jones?
Yes!
Yeah.
It's Daniel Jones!
Danny Dallas.
Our tiebreaker is a buzz in with your name when you know the answer. Buzz in with your name when you know the answer. In honor of the Cardinals. What's the biggest bird in the world?
Curtis.
Curtis.
It's an ostrich.
Yes!
I felt like that was too easy.
Tiebreaker question. If Curtis gets it right, he wins. If he loses, or excuse me, if he gets it wrong, Bump wins automatically. The only tie in Seahawks history came against the Arizona Cardinals in 2016. What was the final score?
6-6.
Curtis wins.
I would have lost that anyway. I would have lost that for sure.
I mean, listen. What did you think for biggest bird?
I was thinking some type of hawk. Wingspan.
Oh, okay. Like
I mean,
area
ostriches
covered.
do have wings.
Yeah. But, you
But
know,
are they even big?
They're like just land. They're just like rats, man. I don't see them as birds, even though they are technically birds.
What? They're like 6 feet tall.
I know, man, but I don't. They're like kangaroos.
Okay, it's Football Friday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. It was a crowded injury report for the Seahawks this week. Is Torrey Horton playing? And what about Ernest Jones? We'll take you to Seahawks headquarters next for the latest from Mike Macdonald.
Wyman and Bob.
Sam Darnold has been sacked just 9 times this year.
Every afternoon at 2.
How much of that do you put on the pass protection he's getting versus how quickly he's getting rid of the ball?
The offensive line's doing their job, but I would say hitting a spot like 35, 40 yards downfield that's so tiny. I mean, that is really impressive, but the most rare talent to me is a guy who can move around the pocket and keep his eyes downfield.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
Stacy here, and if you're like me, you usually hate looking for a new car. Most of that is because you're never quite sure who to trust. It's why I loved my own experience at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. Chris and Mark and Way himself, I'm telling you, these are real people. I actually know them. Were super accommodating and listened, and they want to ensure that your experience is the same, hassle-free and with zero pressure. I also can't tell you how amazing it feels to finally upgrade to a new model as someone who put off getting a new car for years. I ended up with a Bronco Sport, and I'm obsessed with it. Heated seats and steering and all-wheel drive in the winter is absolutely worth it. Wayscar Ford is family-owned and operated for 103 years in Auburn. They offer a lifetime powertrain on all new Fords, and there's never any pressure. So if you change your mind within 5 days or 500 miles, take it back for a 100% refund. Learn more at wayscarford.com.
Makita knows that pros never settle, and neither do we. With Makita, you get tools that perform at the highest level.
on every job without compromise. Makita is for the most detailed pros, expertly engineered to deliver precision, job after job. When your work calls for the best, call on Makita. Makita, built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
A blown left headlight is making Erica's drive to her son's soccer game darker and darker. So she goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Where a friendly AutoZoner finds her 2 new bulbs.
These lights have the most clarity.
And helps her get back on the road so she can brighten her drive and the cheering section.
All right, all right.
See clearer and drive safer with new lights. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids will grow, new memes will come out, but also, what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, well, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. And for the next 5 years, all your devices will be working in perfect harmony. And you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, and no strings. So even though kids will grow up and you still won't understand 6, 7, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
At Bible Law Group, our team reflects the same lessons learned by our founder, James Bible, while playing for legendary Husky coach Don James. Coach James always said it's amazing what gets done when nobody claims credit. That's the philosophy we carry into every case, because your victory is what matters at Bible Law Group. When your legal problems hit biblical levels and you feel like you're stuck in a lion's den of litigation, you need a legal team that won't back down. At Bible Law, we've secured over $40 million in settlements for our clients, and we're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Your new home is now ready. D.R. Horton, America's builder, has new homes that are ready today. With new construction communities throughout the Puget Sound and Central Washington areas and more coming, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. At D.R. Horton, we're still building with more construction, more communities, and more homes available every day. Find your new home, now ready at drhorton.com. That's drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Hey, it's Tim Hunter, former Seattle radio goofball here with 2 words that aren't funny. Prostate cancer. Get your annual checkup. Keep an eye on that PSA number. And if you hear those 2 words like I did, talk to the folks at Swedish Cyberknife. 5 treatments, minimally invasive and technologically advanced over the other options. If you were a friend and I consider you one, I'd highly recommend Swedish Cyberknife. We are so lucky to have them right here in town. Do your research, but definitely visit swedish.org/cyberknife prostate.
Dave Wyman here, and we've been fortunate to hear from 2 Swedish Cyberknife patients this year, Andy Ryder and Tim Hunter. Both heard about Cyberknife from our radio ads and completed successful treatment, raving about their experiences. Tim was impressed that treatment only took 5 days. Andy hosted a large international delegation the week after his treatment. If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish Cyberknife here in Seattle. Go to swedish.org/cyberknife prostate.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Right now, Mike Macdonald speaking with reporters at Seahawks headquarters. Let's take a listen.
All right, good to see everybody. It's had a good Friday, great Friday. And per usual, it's, still got another X amount of days and hours before the game, so we'll continue our prep. But guys have done a great job this week, and we're looking forward to Sunday.
Rashid, you've had a few days of practice, just seeing him. How's he coming along and learning this?
Yeah, he's doing great. He's doing great. Just keep attacking it. He's one of those deals where he's done a great job so far, and the prep won't stop until all the way through game time.
How much of the playbook will you have in the game?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, put a number on it. I mean, it's different because you're only learning the game plan plays. So we got a plan for him, and look, can't wait to see him play. He's done a great job.
Plan on having him return kicks and punts.
It'll probably be part of the return game. Yeah.
What Torrey Horton get hurt in practice?
Torrey, it's a little tricky with Torrey because we were on basically a walkthrough tempo on Wednesday, but it was lingering issues from the game, and just it's probably the best way to put it. So.
That's the shin injury.
Yeah.
How much progress did Ernest Jones have this week?
Yeah, a lot of progress. We just, is what it is at this point. Yeah. But he's optimistic. He's,
Will either Torrey or Ernest go through any pregame stuff? See if they can go.
No.
How are you feeling about Cooper Kupp potentially being back this week?
Feel great about it. He's done a great job. I mean, Coop's an animal. He's great. It's impressive to see what he's willing to do to get ready to go play a game. It means a lot to him, and yeah, I'm excited. He's done a great job this week.
Mike, I'm sorry, I got to go back. Did you say Ernest and Torrey will not take part in pregame?
Yeah, the pregame routine is not part of their calculus. Yeah.
When you're looking for new ideas or kind of inspiration, how often are you looking at what's going on currently in the NFL and college, and how often are you looking back at what past eras did to combat certain things?
Talking about schematically? I think I really, it's a weird thing, but we really don't pay attention to the other. We're not like looking for plays defensively. I think it's your innovation comes from understanding what your people can do and like how you can build off of things that you've shown and off the plan that you do, that you've shown in the past, and also the people that you're going to deploy that game. So I think most of the innovation coming from around the league is understanding when you have those breaks. To me, that's the time to understand what's going on with around the bye, Thursday night games, things like that, where you can maybe zoom out a little bit. But I'd say throughout the year, it's more of an evolution. It's how we do it. Some teams watch like the sack tape and explosive plays and all that, and we do that to keep tabs of like where plays are coming from. But it's hard to like guess what plays teams are going to run if either you haven't seen those types of plays or they haven't shown that in the past. So, yeah.
Mike, Tyler Carter, how have you seen him embrace that moment and continue to grow?
It really, like, it's not like he's changed. This is the same guy that we've seen in the building when he's battling for a role on our football team, to battling for special teams reps, to now he's battling for safety reps, and now he's been starting games for us and playing good football for us. But I think that's kind of the secret, right? Is he's done that consistently, and his attitude hasn't changed. It's not like he's all uptight or he's feeling a certain type of way. He's just the same guy every day.
How is Carl Scott? I mean, you can talk about your assistants, but
yeah,
what does he bring to the back end of that defense and his style?
Man, our secondary coaches are tremendous. They have both individual, well, all three, Carl, Jeff, and Nico. I'd say Carl's attention to detail, his passion for his players, he really cares about them. They got a great chemistry. The feeling of the culture we have, he does a great job cultivating that. And I know his players respect the heck out of him. Jeff's a great teacher. He's a great coach. Same thing. Got a great rapport with his players. Nico is an engine behind our football team, and he's great energy, great person, great football coach. These guys work really well together. There's no ego involved. It's not like farming each other's land or anything like that. We're all trying to just coach great football and develop our players. It's really that simple. And when you take on that attitude like our guys have, it creates a great environment to be around, and it's a lot of fun to coach them and work with them every day.
So we'll see what Tyrese Knight can do in a full game, presumably gets a start here.
Yeah, T Knight would. He's we saw what he did last week, and this week's been a little tricky with prep and who gets what reps and all that. So we'll see how it shakes out. But when T Knight gets out there, if and when he does, excited to see him play.
Do you anticipate Cody White playing receiver with all the injuries you guys have?
Yeah, we'll make some proper adjustments. We're still we're still figuring things out going into tomorrow. So, I can't tell you who exactly is going to be up and who's not. We're still working through all that right now.
Back to Knight, with the interchange with Drake Thomas like you did in Washington, or is he going to be in weak side?
Yeah, again, we're still. I don't want to give you a head-on answer because we're still working through all the details. We have an idea how it's going to play out with our guys, but we'll see.
Would Drake still be the green dot guy?
If Ernest didn't play, then Drake would have the green dot. Yeah.
Going back to Cody though, his ability to bounce up to the practice squad when needed and kind of give you some both from last year and this year when needed it, kind of a touchdown last week. What is he kind of be in that kind of that spot for you guys?
Well, the first thing is, we've done. He's been a guy that has been willing to accept some of these roster movements. That's what I'm thinking of. Just earlier in the year, the selflessness that goes into that. This is a guy that's battled his tail off for years now to carve out a role in the league, and especially on our football team, and he's earned it. And then being a team player after having made the 53, understanding where it fits in the whole scheme of things, and then staying ready and keeping his body right for when those opportunities presides, and then capitalizing when those things happen. It's a heck of a story, and it's not done yet, but he's an impressive guy.
All right, that will do it for us today. Stick around. Wyman and Bob coming your way next.
Wyman and Bob.
Is this like a signature win?
Every afternoon at 2.
To try to get people to believe in this team. They just cruised the entire way.
While I think it's an impressive win, I wouldn't call it a signature win based on the opponent. To me, a signature win is beat the Rams. Beat a team, especially in your division, that's really good record-wise. That's what I would title a signature win. If they beat the Rams, that's the best opponent they've got in the next 5 games.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, only on Seattle Sports.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Nobody hooks you up like Popeyes. The Big Box is the reward that keeps on rewarding. Crack it open and you're greeted by 2 pieces of crispy signature chicken. Or if you want, 3 tenders, nestled in there with the 2 sides speaking to you most in this moment. You got that biscuit, and what are you waiting for? Dig right on in. That's feast mode activated. And you're in Big Box business for $6. Love that chicken from Popeyes. At participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Tax extra.
November is a great time to get a new TV. Now that the top-rated brands like Samsung, LG, and Sony are at the lowest prices of the year. With Black Friday deals available, what more could you want? How about better than Black Friday? Before you click, you should call Video Only to see how you can go lower than Black Friday. That's right, the best TVs at better prices. Check out Video Only before you buy, or you'll be sorry.
Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. If you're at the stage where you need readers, whether you've had LASIK or not, it may be time to consider K2 Vision RLE. I tell my King LASIK patients, laser vision correction won't solve the eventual need for reading glasses due to an aging, dysfunctional lens.
But K2 Vision RLE will. It's not a question of if your lens becomes dysfunctional, it's when. At that point, you'll need reading glasses and could benefit from refractive lens exchange, a permanent solution to distance, intermediate, and near vision problems. In other words, no glasses, no contacts, and no readers.
And no cataracts.
Exactly. After K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless.
And because we've performed over 100,000 procedures and followed the outcomes, we have the experience to know if RLE is right for you.
Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at k2visionrle.com and let's get your vision feeling young again, permanently.
Go to k2visionrle.com.
Winter's here, Seattle. Is your roof ready? Get $500 off by scheduling your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com. Let us make your roofing project easy this winter. Our certified crews deliver worry-free installations backed by industry-leading warranties, even in the rainy season. 3Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250, say micro. With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
The birth of the American supercar is roaring into LeMay, America's Car Museum, October 25th. Curated by racing legend Steve Saleen, this high-octane exhibition features icons like Hennessy, Shelby, Zinger, and more. Don't miss it. Visit americascarmuseum.org.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7, so you never miss a customer, lead, or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.